says 3rd and 1, but it is
trying to get to the outside, picking up some much-needed yards and first down.
Jumbo set here for down up the middle, touchdown, Connor down, 7. Look what we have here. Some cotton candy clouds over an azure blue sky, only about a half mile from the shore of Lake Michigan. You are looking at Dickinson Stadium in St. Joe, where the hometown Bears await a visit from the Edwardsburg Eddies on this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week. And how you doing, everybody? Alongside the Hall of Famer Bo Hundt, my business and broadcast partner Angelo Di Carlo, it's Chuck Freeby. It's so great to have you with us as we venture north of the state line for a great matchup between two traditional Southwest Michigan powers. Now, the Edwardsburg Eddies are coming off a win over McBain last week, but boy, Dan Purley's got a young team. You might see more seniors at an Olivia Rodrigo concert. They've only got 4 on the roster.
Yeah, with that few of seniors on the team, it's kind of a rebuild year the last few years, and they've really come to this point. Last week was a huge win for them. Coming back in that game, winning that game in the fourth quarter, having a stand on their defense as well. That showed a lot of determination and all the hard work that these kids have put in.
Meanwhile, Andrew Pratley and St. Joe, they might be needing some name tags this year. They graduated 34 seniors last year. And last week, in a loss to Niles, they had 18 guys making their first varsity start.
Yeah, I mean, another team that's very young. A lot of kids that are making their first varsity start last week, their second this week. Adjustments were made this week, and they have a lot of kids in their program that have been built up for this situation. A lot of juniors and a lot of seniors still on this team, so they're definitely coming for them.
Angelo Di Carlo will be roaming the sidelines tonight. And Angelo, when we say Edwardsburg and St. Joe, I think even people in Indiana pay attention because they are some names that carry some cachet.
Yeah, in Southwest Michigan over the years, these are two of the very best. In fact, they are two of the winningest programs in all of Southwest Michigan all time, and certainly over the last 20 years. But they were able to do Edwardsburg making a run and winning a state championship not that long ago. St. Joe's had some great squads over the last 15-plus years or so. But here's the thing. Despite all that history, they've only played each other 3 times. So this is only the 4th ever meeting. So it's pretty cool to see two teams on the opposite ends of that Southwest Michigan spectrum going at it here tonight to see who's the best of the best.
It's a party-like atmosphere here tonight in St. Joe, but the Eddies have come to spoil the fun. We'll see what happens. We'll get you ready for it with our Ferret Custom Roll Forming pregame show and our Lilliard Insurance Keys to Win. It's all next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week. The Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Tony Letcher Health Markets, Tire Rack, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Big C Lumber, Ferret Custom Roll Forming, McInnes Realty, Patrick, Reliance, the Lilliard Insurance Agency, the St. Joseph County Police Department, Babsco, Tom's Car Care Center, and these great sponsors.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Shopping for tires used to really ruffle my feathers. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack made it easy to identify the right tires. No more searching high and low. I got the best deal. TireRack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose a mobile installer. They brought the tires to my neck of the woods and put them on, right here in my driveway.
You're all done?
Thank you. When it's time for new tires, trust the experts. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Ready to be part of our winning team? The St. Joseph County Police Department is hiring, and we are looking for people of all ages who want to make a difference. With a starting salary of $52,000 plus full benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and vacation, you are in control of your future. So whether you're just entering the game or looking for a new position, now is the time to get off the sideline. Learn more today at sjcpd.org.
Mom, it's happening again. The internet froze. It's just buffering over and over.
Sounds like we need faster internet.
Back to school starts with better internet. Get Surf Fiber Fast Internet today for just $30 a month with AutoPay. Visit surfinternet.com.
What have you been doing? Looking for a new internet provider. You should get Surf. They're really good. No contracts or hidden fees and price lock for life.
Okay, I'm in.
Get Surf Fiber Fast Internet today for just $30 a month with AutoPay. Visit surfinternet.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week is being brought to you by Barrett Custom Roll Forming. We form value. And we welcome you back to Dickinson Stadium for the Barrett Custom Roll Forming pregame show. All the youth football players from St. Joseph have formed a tunnel. We're going to look at some of the key players that they'll be watching at tonight in our Lillier Insurance Agency Keys to Win. We'll start with the Edwardsburg Eddies, and Carson Billington is their top rusher on the season. He raced for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns on 13 carries last week in the win over McBain, including the game-winning TD with 39 seconds remaining. And then they've got kind of a Swiss Army knife in Cameron Hayden. 5'9", 145-pound junior. He plays defensive back, made 5 tackles last week. Also had a couple of carries and a 65-yard reception that proved to be big for the Eddies. The Lilliard Insurance Agency Keys to Win for Dan Purley in Edwardsburg.
The keys to win tonight for Edwardsburg. They need to control that ball. They would like nothing better than have 8, 10, 12-play drives, eating up 8 to 10 minutes on the clock. But when they do that and they get in the red zone, they need to capitalize. They have to score when they get in the red zone. In order to do that, they need to focus on their fundamentals. Each player has a job to do, and they need to do it.
Meanwhile, the crowd awaiting the arrival of the St. Joe Bears out of the tunnel at the middle of the stadium. And a couple of the key players they'll keep an eye on. One is the quarterback, Hudson Corning, a 6'3", 190-pound senior. Corning was 6 of 20 throwing the ball last week with a couple of picks, but he can run it. And then Isaac Cotty, the 6', 210-pound senior linebacker, who was an All-Stater a year ago and had 18 tackles in the season opener. The keys to win for the Bears as they come out onto the field.
Keys to win tonight for the Bears. They need to eliminate turnovers from last week. They cannot have them. Flags down. They cannot have the penalties that they have. They need to eliminate those penalties and sound technique, especially on defense when they're keying on this Edwardsburg offense.
Those have been the keys to win. St. Joe is on the field. Edwardsburg is coming. We're getting ready for the opening kickoff. And we'll have it next on the Ferret Custom Roll Forming pregame show here on Sports Michiana.
Experience the summer in style with decking from Big C Lumber. From the professional to the do-it-yourselfer, Big C will assist you through the entire deck planning process. Big C's selection of composite and PVC decking material offers durability and low maintenance, all while maintaining the look and feel of real wood. Our free delivery service ensures more of your budget is allocated toward your project. Revitalize your outdoor living space with Big C Lumber.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Knighty. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Let's be honest, shopping for window treatments can be a real pain in the glass. Shades, shutters, blinds, drapes, the options are endless. Avoid expensive mistakes and return shipping with online retailers. Call the local team at Quality Window Treatments. Their entirely local process makes choosing the right look for your space easy. They bring the showroom to you during your in-person consultation. And with hands-off local installation, you never make a measurement. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com to book your free consultation and see your space in a whole new light.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the Michiana area? Call McInnes Realty, Michiana's fastest growing real estate company where service comes first, built on knowledge, care, and community. Through our Homes for Heroes program, we proudly give back to those who serve. Firefighters, law enforcement, EMTs, military, teachers, and healthcare workers, past or present, qualify for hero rewards when they buy or sell with us. Call McInnes Realty today at 574-271-3440.
My name's Elizabeth, and I've been a member of the Notre Dame Credit Union for about 37 years. I had been driving a Prius, and I liked the Prius. But unfortunately, I live on a hill, and when it snows, I had a problem. So I called the credit union, told them I needed a new car. We did everything over the phone and the internet, picked up the car, and it was all done in less than a week. I would recommend the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union without question.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. They're putting people over profits. And we welcome you inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth, or we will a little bit later on as you take a look at what we're wearing tonight. And now it's time to take a look at what the teams are wearing, sponsored by the same people that wardrobe us. It's Tops.
It's Tops. Sponsoring tonight's what the teams are wearing. The Eddies, the visiting team, wearing those white jerseys, blue pants and helmets with the orange trim. St. Joe, the home team, wearing the navy blue jerseys and helmets. The Mays, pants and numbers. That's tonight's check on what the team's wearing by It's Tops.
As Anj mentioned, it's not a rich series history between these two teams. This will only be the fourth meeting between the Bears and Edwardsburg. They first met back in 2015. And last year, St. Joseph won it by a score of 36-29 at Leo Hoffman Field. The weather is being sponsored by our friends at OSMC, and it is a Chamber of Commerce night on the Sunset Coast. 64 degrees here at game time. It's a little bit more than a gentle zephyr tonight. The wind out of the west-northwest at 12, but it'll diminish as the game goes on, and there's not a chance that any of these cumulus clouds will bring us any rain tonight.
Our first quarter night sponsored by JBLS Septic and Excavation. They're the option for septic and excavating needs in Southwest Michigan. JBLS Septic and Excavation offers prompt appointments and excellent customer service. JBLS Septic and Excavation. You dump, we pump.
So the Bears have made a little change on their kickoff team as they had a issue with this area of special teams last week. And trying to make out, I think that's Wes Hudson who's getting ready to kick it off. It is. And he is going to hit a squib kick that will be fielded by Carson Billington back at the 23. He's covered at about the 30-yard line. Good coverage by the Bears on that one. But decent field position for the Edwardsburg Eddies and their quarterback Ryland Savoy, who takes the field. Savoy, a 6'1", 185-pound junior. By the way, that opening kickoff was brought to us by our friends at Babsco. And the first quarter tonight, as Bo mentioned, being brought to us by JBLS Septic and Excavation. The Eddies ran it very well last week, had 373 yards total offense, 299 on the ground. They run out of the power wing tee. And the pitch out goes to Gio Orway, and Orway gets his way up the field for about a 5-yard pickup, and it gives us a chance to meet the Edwardsburg offense. We told you about Billington. You just saw Orway run it. Owen Andrus gets the start at fullback. Good tight ends with Krischer and Rudolph. A lot of experience on that offensive line, particularly the returning starter, Luke Harmon.
It's definitely an offense you got to keep your eye on the ball because you never know where it's going to be, especially defensive players. They have to play their position. They cannot over-pursue the football.
Savoy gets down low, pitches again to Orway, and he had some room to run. Finally gets stacked up by Phoenix Lignell, just about a yard short of the marker, and it gives us a chance to meet the St. Joe defense. And as you take a look, Noah Toney, the returning starter in that defensive line. We told you about Isaac Cotty, the All-Stater, but Nate Schmidt brings some experience, a returning safety moving up to linebacker. In the secondary, keep an eye on Gabe King, an exciting sophomore cornerback. 3rd and 1 for the Eddies. And it's Orway again. And he will carry for the first down. A first down sponsored by Sim Financial, SYM. And the Eddies move the chains with a first down to the 42-yard line. You'll get another look on the Flat Rock Grill replay.
Yeah, great job of getting the push up front, getting the offensive line surge, and that's what they're able to get the running back through the zone. Orway was able to get up there, pick up that first down for the Eddies.
You mentioned ball control being such a key for Edwardsburg in this game. They've already chewed a minute and a half off the clock, and they'll give it up the middle, and it's going to go, it looks like, to the fullback, Andrus. No, it wasn't Andrus that time. It looks like it might have been Carson Hayden who got in the game and picked up about 7 yards on the carry. Edwardsburg will rotate a lot of backs through there. 6 or 7 people may carry the ball tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things, Edwardsburg. They're going to get 6, 7 guys in there, rotate guys in there, keep guys fresh. They have fresh legs for this offense.
Just short of the midfield stripe. And it goes to Orway, and he's got room to run. He's going to the end zone. Touchdown, Edwardsburg. It's sponsored by Tony Ganeski Farm Bureau Insurance. It only takes 2:15 for the Eddies to get on the scoreboard with Gio Orway taking it to the house.
There's your Flat Rock Grill replay. Great job of Orway getting up through that line of scrimmage. Great job up front blocking, opening up that hole, and just like that, Eddies on the scoreboard.
Now, the kicking game has been a bit of a question mark for Edwardsburg coming into this one. Logan Kovac did the kicking last week, but he's got a travel soccer game tonight. So they raid the soccer team for another kicker. And here comes Zach Jacobs, a junior, who just joined the team for practices on Tuesday. The snap a little low, but the kick is up, and it is no good. He hooked it to the left. We've played 2 minutes and 15 seconds here at Dickinson Stadium, and Edwardsburg strikes with a 50-yard touchdown to take a 6-0 lead on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week is being brought to you by Tire Rack. TireRack.com. That's the way tire buying should be. Edwardsburg striking with a 50-yard touchdown to take a 6-0 lead, and now Zach Jacobs will have to kick off, and it'll be interesting to see how Edwardsburg plays its kickoffs with a new kicker in there.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see, watching pregame and stuff, watching the kick. Looked like he was good for about 45 to 50 yards on these kickoffs, so we'll see if we can get it down close to the end zone.
It'll be Gabe King and Ish Dixon back deep for St. Joseph, awaiting the kickoff of Jacobs. And Jacobs with a nice high boot. King has to backtrack and make a catch at the 6. King has some speed, and he gets across the 30 and tripped up at the 33-yard line. He had one man to beat, and we have an Eddie down on the field, and I believe that's Billington down at the 21. And he is pounding the turf in agony.
Great return by the Bears there, setting it up. Here you can see in the Flat Rock Grill replay. Good job of getting to the ball in the first place. Nice little cutback, get up the seam. Don't go side to side on kickbacks. Get up the field, and he did a great job of getting him up the field, and good return for the Bears.
When you say don't go side to side, what are you saying there?
That basically when you're running up, a lot of guys on the kickoff, they'll try to head towards the sideline to try to find that seam. Go north and south, hit that seam, make a little cut, but don't make those big cuts and go way outside.
This would be a blow for Edwardsburg to lose Billington. He is hobbling off the field with the help of the training staff. In the meantime, it was Cooper Padbuda that made the touchdown-saving tackle.
Country star Travis Denny, live at the Flat Rock Grill in Edwardsburg on September 14th. Just $75 tickets get you a concert, a buffet dinner, and a drink ticket. Get your tickets now before they're gone. Check out Flat Rock Grill's Facebook page for more info, and a big shout-out. Hey, guys, how you doing at the Flat Rock Grill? Everybody watching there.
Glad to have them on our team tonight. Hudson Corning at quarterback for St. Joe. Gives it to Ish Dixon, big hole up the middle, and Dixon takes it to the 49-yard line, a race of 16 for the exciting St. Joe running back. You'll probably get another look at that one on the Flat Rock Grill replay.
Again, St. Joe, great job here starting off the offense, getting that big hole up the middle, and they're going to be very similar. The offenses are a little different, but they're very similar as in they're going to run the ball. Both teams want to control the ground game and sustain drives.
Jalen Nichols coming out onto the field to play left guard as we meet the St. Joe offense sponsored by the St. Joe Football Boosters. Dixon and King in the backfield. Eli Krapp, veteran tight end, a couple of 3-year starters with Richards and Murphy. But a good play on defense here by Edwardsburg to stop King right at the line of scrimmage.
Great job of the defense there for Eddie's getting in the line of scrimmage.
It's sponsored by the Edwardsburg Athletic Boosters. Big nose tackle in Luke Bidwell. Brady Engelhardt had a nice game last week. Hanson and Harmon, a couple of veteran linebackers, as Corning keeps it himself on the quarterback option and goes out of bounds in Edwardsburg territory after a pickup of 2.
As you mentioned, the St. Joe offense sponsored by the St. Joe Boosters. They're proud to support over 150 exceptional student athletes across our middle and high school football program. Your commitment, passion, and sportsmanship inspire us all. We believe in your ability to excel both in sports and the classroom. Go Bears.
Corning dropped the snap. He's able to struggle for 3, but that's going to set up a 4th and 4 in decision time now for Andrew Prattley. The punting game was not strong for St. Joseph last week. And so it looks as though he'll go for it on 4th and 4. Down marker across the way says 3rd, but the referee says it's 4th, and now they flip the down marker. Corning with the pitch. This is Dixon on the carry, and he didn't make the first down marker. He's short by a yard.
The Eddie defense came up huge on that 4th down play to force the turnover on downs and give the ball back to the Eddie's offense.
Luke Bidwell and Ian Hansen coming up with the stop that time for Edwardsburg as you get another look on the Flat Rock Grill replay. And the Eddies take over 1st and 10 at their own 42 with 8:10 to go here in the first.
Boy, were they flying to that football. Just a great job of not just watching one or two guys try to make the tackle. Everybody was flying to that football.
Let's go downstairs to Angelo Di Carlo. He has an injury update with a Patrick sideline report.
Yeah, guys, Carson Billington, they continue to work on his left knee. Now, this is the same knee that he tore his ACL in 2 years ago, and obviously we saw him pound the turf, so obviously he was frustrated. It looked like he had decent mobility. They're wrapping it right now, so we'll see if he's able to get back out there or not. He's walked around a little bit, tested it out. We'll see if he's able to get back out there, but obviously they're going to take every precaution, being that is the injury that he had 2 years ago.
In the meantime, Gio Orway with the carry that time, and he's been a busy man here in the early going. 5 carries and 65 yards for the Edwardsburg sophomore, who's a sprinter on the track team.
At halftime, we'll chat with our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher. Tony is a lifelong resident of Michiana and a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you need insurance, Tony is your guy. Google Tony Letcher, Health Markets to connect.
2nd and 7. Cale Myers takes Billington's spot in the backfield. And it is Myers getting the handoff, and actually, no, it was Owen Andrus getting the handoff. Great sleight of hand by Rylan Savoy, the quarterback, which is part of how the wing T works. And Andrus managed to pick up one. Still a pretty good read by the St. Joe defense.
I always say every time we do an Edwardsburg game, I'm never going to lose the football, and it happens once or twice a game every single time, and that one right there, I lost it.
Well, what did I tell our camera guys in the pre-production meeting? Stay wide tonight, because you never really know what's going to happen with the football. And Savoy has shown some very good sleight of hand making his handoffs here in the early going.
The biggest thing is the carry out, the continuation of the play. A lot of times when you hand that ball off and you act like you still have it and go to fake another handoff and keep it, that's that continuation that you have to really incorporate.
Now it's Orway behind that offensive line. He's got the first down, sponsored by Sim Financial, into Bears territory at the 41-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 for Gio Orway. And another look at this one from Flat Rock Grill. They're getting some terrific sweep blocking from that offensive line right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gangbusters out there as you're going here. You can see the Flat Rock Grill replay, or just did, just coming to the outside there and really blowing up that outside and able to open up holes, and Orway's doing a great job of following those blocks.
I know Dan Purley was worried about the youth of his team, but they seem to have come out on fire here tonight in the early going. Another late handoff. This one goes to Myers, and Myers uses the power in his legs to bull his way forward to the 37 for a pickup of 4. He is one of the captains on this Edwardsburg team. He showed some pretty good leadership right there.
Hey, we want to thank Wright Properties for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. They want to let you know more about the new Maize and Blue Fund, which started earlier this year. They are looking to enhance the athletic experience for all St. Joe students by raising funds to support important initiatives like upgrading facilities and athletic equipment. Learn more at maizeandbluefund.com. Go Bears!
Had a couple of big announcements about the Maize and Blue Fund here at the field before the game. Great idea here in St. Joseph. And again, the handoff going up the middle. Owen Andrus being chased from behind and finally hauled down at the 15-yard line. That's a pickup of 22 and a first down, sponsored by Sim Financial. And right now, Edwardsburg really executing at a high level on offense.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job, and it takes more than one or two guys to do it. It takes the whole offensive line and a multitude of running backs, and Owen just did a great job of getting up the middle, holding on to that ball, and scampering there for about 20 yards.
Had more yards on that carry than he had all last week against McBain. 5 carries, 20 yards in the victory.
Another Sim Financial first down.
Cooper Pabuda now in the backfield. But they pitch it to Orway. Nice cut by Orway, and he goes all the way down to about the 2. As a running back, you have to really appreciate the patience of that run.
Yeah, I mean, that takes a lot of dedication and understanding what you're doing when you're running the football. Here you can see in the Flat Rock Grill replay, does a great job following the blocks. As soon as he sees the seam, bam, right there, you can see that nice cutback. And he doesn't cut all the way back, cuts back a little bit, and then gets upfield, and that's the most important thing.
So a first and goal from the 2 with 4:23 and counting here in the first quarter. And Edwardsburg taking it right to the St. Joseph defensive line. Myers, Pabuda, and Orway in the backfield behind Rylan Savoy. It'll be a Cale Myers, and he didn't get to the end zone. Wrapped up just shy of it down at the goal line. Looked like Chase Pitcher was able to make the tackle from his defensive end spot.
Big thank you to Tire Rack. They're the scoreboard sponsor for the Sports Michiana Game of the Week. When it's time for new tires, go to TireRack.com. Their easy-to-use shopping tools will guide you to the right tires, shipped fast and free, and backed by free roadside hazard protection. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
2nd and 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. 3:33 to go in the first. Savoy right behind his center. Dominic Axline plows into the end zone for another Edwardsburg touchdown. It's sponsored by Tony Gillespie and Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 12-0 Eddies.
Just like that, this Eddie's offense with those big guys up front. Look at that surge. Just a great job of getting that push up front to get that second touchdown here in the first quarter.
58-yard drive. And it went right down the field, but it came after the big 4th down stop when St. Joseph decided not to punt. They went for it on 4th and 4, didn't make it, and the Eddies took advantage of the good field position. And now Edwardsburg, having failed on the extra point the first time, will go for 2 here. Same triumvirate in the backfield, Myers, Pabuda, and Orway. And it's Orway on the pitch sweep left, and he gets rocked short of the goal line and doesn't make it in. Good defense on the 2-point conversion by the St. Joe Bears as Nate Schmidt came up and made the stop. But with 3:23 to go in the first, Edwardsburg has a 12-0 lead on Sports Michiana.
Still wrestling with wire spools? Tap out. Babsco's got this. Meet the Spool Pro. Wire spooling made simple. It handles large reels with ease. Built for durability and convenience because your time matters. Save time and reduce waste with precision. Customizable settings for any job, big or small. Don't wait for innovation. It's already here. Built smarter and stronger with you in mind. Call Babsco to get yours today.
Yes, I was just in a bad car accident. I need help.
I'm in a call center. How am I supposed to help you? Did you buy this insurance over the interweb?
Yes.
You think this can wait till after my lunch break?
No, your lunch can wait.
When this happens, you'll understand why it's important to have a local agent. The Lilliard Insurance Agency is just that agency. We're a local agency and we're here to take care of you. Call the Lilliard Agency today.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. It has been a century of success for the Edwardsburg Eddies. Since 2000, they now have exactly 200 football wins, and that is the most of any program in Southwest Michigan. And boy, Dan Purley's team picking up where they left off here tonight.
Yeah, just a great job with they've done with this program up in Edwardsburg. Just a winning tradition, and they do it year in and year out.
Again, it's King and Dixon back deep, awaiting the kickoff from Zach Jacobs. Jacobs with a line drive boot that has King chasing it and picking it up all the way back at the 5. And King in trouble here, and down he goes at the 13-yard line. Sometimes a kick doesn't have to be pretty to be effective.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great job. Not sure if I would have fielded that kick because the way it was bouncing, it might have went out of bounds. But once he touched it, he had to pick it up and run with it.
What's the song say? I can't stand this indecision, married with a lack of vision. And that's kind of what Gabe King was facing back there as he tried to pick up that kick. So 1st and 10 from the 15. St. Joseph moved the ball somewhat on their first possession. Let's see if the Bears can get hot here and get back in this one, trailing 12-0. Again, it's Hudson Corning, receiver last year, playing quarterback this year. And he hands it off. Looks like it was Ish Dixon who had the carry that time, and Dixon able to pick up about 3 yards on the play.
This Eddie's defense is really stepping up, and they're sponsored tonight by the Edwardsburg Athletic Booster Club. They encourage and enhance every student's athletic journey. They work alongside the athletic department to ensure a great experience for every team. Show your Eddie spirit. Join the booster clubs today. Check them out on Facebook and visit eddieboosters.org.
Alex Rudolph is a smart football player. You'll meet him at halftime, one of our Tony Letcher Student Athletes of the Week. And he came up and made the stop that time on Dixon right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of a yard. It's 3rd and 6 And St. Joseph continues to try to play a tempo here, but they'll go from the gun with Corning. And Corning looking down the field, fires out in the flat and has his man Nate Schmidt, and that's going to be good for a first down for St. Joseph as Schmidt is finally knocked asunder at the 30.
Looked like the Eddie's defender fell down a little bit. Here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay. Good drop back. Nice job getting the ball out pretty quick, picking up that big first down. Very important for St. Joe to move the chains in this series and really picking up that first down, get that defense, St. Joe defense off the field.
Jace Hopkins in motion, but Corning looking to throw too high, and it's almost intercepted. Cameron Hayden couldn't hang on to it. He was looking for the big tight end, Eli Kratt, and overthrew him.
Just a great job by the St. Joe receiver. That was Nate Schmidt really knocking that ball back away. Here you can see that's a pick right there, but Schmidt came in and knocked that ball back away, played a defensive back there as a receiver.
Corning, again with Ish Dixon to his right. They fake the jet sweep. Corning with time, heaves it down the field, wide open. It's going to be a touchdown to Caden LeClaire. The touchdown sponsored by Wright Properties, encouraging you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund and sound the horn in St. Joe.
And just like that, St. Joe's on the scoreboard. Great job. Here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay, getting the ball up the field, leading the receiver, getting it over the safety's head. Safety bit on that just a little bit, gave him enough room to get it over the head, and St. Joe right back in this game.
70 yards, no flags. And a big strike from Corning to LeClaire, who is also the backup quarterback. Wes Hudson on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 1:55 to go in the first, and fireworks aplenty on the shores of Lake Michigan tonight. 12-7 Edwardsburg on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really rub me the wrong way. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's tire decision guide made it easy to find the right tires. Talk about secret sauce. You might ask, well, you bought them. Now how are you going to put them on? No problem. TireRack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose one that does mobile installation. A technician brought the tires right to my house. He's installing them now.
Almost finished, Herb.
Take your time. I'm just marinating. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by McKinnis Realty. Realty with a purpose. Wes Hudson about to kick off for St. Joseph. He squibbed it the first time. We'll see how he plays it here. 12-7 ball game. Edwardsburg on top, but St. Joe just grabbing the momentum with a 70-yard touchdown pass from Hudson Corning to Caden LeClaire. More of a traditional kickoff here that'll be taken back at the 14 by Cameron Hayden, and Hayden is brought down at the 30, so the field position similar. Well, we heard a horn on the St. Joe touchdown, but they'd rather hear another sound at the end of the night. Angelo's got that story down on the Fitzpatrick sideline report.
Yeah, Chuck, I can't ring this right now because this is the victory bell for the St. Joe Bears. They ring this at the end of the night as long as they win their game. It's a tradition that goes back to 2003. They actually do this for home and road games. So home games, they'll do it right after the handshakes. If they're on the road, they come back, they get back to the locker room, they come out here, they ring the bell. So you might hear it late at night after road games, but they're hoping to have a big night and make a big comeback here and be able to ring the bell at the end of this evening.
Meanwhile, Cale Myers wants to keep that bell silent as he runs it forward for 7 yards for Edwardsburg on first down.
Ferret Custom Roll Forming, the best choice in metal fabrication, provides ISO certified quality with unparalleled service and support. At Ferret Custom Roll Forming, we form value. Learn more at ferretrollforming.com.
I do love the fact that they even ring it after the road games. They come back home and you got to win, hey, celebrate it. Ring that bell.
Yeah, I really enjoy that they do that as a team and they come back, from that road as well. And it's tradition. It's, we got to ring the bell after every win.
On second down, the handoff goes to the last man through, and it's a first down sponsored by Sim Financial. And that looks like another back that's been put in the game. Edwardsburg really rotated him through. Here's Justin Gregory with his first carry of the night. It's good for 5 yards.
Hey, you want to help your team look great? It's Tops Can Help. They're the official outfitter for a number of local schools and even Sports Michiana. And they can do a lot more than just clothes. Learn more at itstops.net.
I like this. Carson Billington has come back onto the field for this play for Edwardsburg, so that's a great sign for that young man. Anj described what had happened to his knee in previous years. Down to 6 on the play clock. Handoff goes to Myers, and he got whacked. I cleared my throat, and Myers had his cleared for him.
Yeah, he got stood up, and that's the way you finish guys on defense. You get them stood up, and the next guy comes in and finishes them off.
That's going to do it for the first quarter of play here from Dickinson Stadium in St. Joseph. It was a quarter with some big plays. Gio Orway had a long touchdown run for the Edwardsburg Eddies, and Hudson Corning was able to hit Caden LeClaire with a big play for St. Joseph. It's a 12-7 Edwardsburg lead after one on Sports Michiana.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
My name is Chuck. I'm a member of Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. The flexibility of having a HELOC made it simple to add items as we were going through the process of updating our house. So we didn't have to do everything at once. We could do it a little at a time as things changed, which made it flexible for us to use builders when they had downtime and get better prices for them. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. The right coverage at the right price. Second quarter brought to us by our friends at the St. Joseph County Police Department. Edwardsburg with the ball at its own 43, looking at the 2nd and 9. Rylan Savoy at quarterback gives it off. No, it is given off to somebody else. For a moment, I thought Savoy had kept it on his hip. He carries out his fakes very well, but it was Cameron Hayden, the fullback, who gets it for about 2 yards. It'll set up Edwardsburg with a 3rd and 7.
Tony Gadeski, Farm Bureau Insurance, is located in Edwardsburg and offers a wide variety of insurance, including life, home, auto, business, and farm insurance. Tony Gadeski, Farm Bureau Insurance, says go Eddies.
Edwardsburg has not attempted a pass tonight, but last week they had passing perfection from Rylan Savoy. He was 3 of 3 passing last Friday with a touchdown. We'll see what happens here on this 3rd and 7 play. And we have an offsides. The first penalty of the night will go against the Eddies. It gives us a chance to meet our officiating crew for tonight. Nathan DeMasso is the referee. He is working with Jeremy Zotz, Curtis Messing, Michael Bess, and Brad Cushman. And the Michigan High School Athletic Association always looking for more officials, so if you're interested, contact your local officiating coordinator.
Sim Financial Advisors, the catalyst for potentially scoring opportunities to grow your wealth and meet your goals. And Sim is making a play of its own. Sim covers the cost of all sports passes for every Eddie student for home games. Visit sim.com to learn more and go Eddies.
3rd and 12. And man, what a play by the St. Joe defense. Coming through and just burying the ball carrier is Eli Nguyen. And you'll get another look here from Flat Grill as Nguyen was waiting for Cameron Hayden and in a bad mood. So that'll set up a 4th down and a punting situation here for Zach Jacobs. And remember, we told you all about the fact that Jacobs is a newbie at this punting. Bo was keeping an eye on him during warm-ups, and it wasn't always pretty.
It was a little hit and miss. Sometimes he booted it, and sometimes it went straight to the left.
Alex Rudolph is the long snapper. Perfect snap. And a beautiful kick by Jacobs. Ish Dixon has to take a fair catch back at the 27.
Great job of getting that ball out, walking into the punt. Just getting the ball down the field is all you got to do.
That's a 32-yard punt, but for a guy that hasn't punted in competitive football before, very good job. But now St. Joe, trailing 12-7, gets the ball.
Patients trust OSMC because they deliver more than treatment. They provide care that's accessible, high quality, and transparent. Get the care you need when you need it. Visit osmc.com or the OrthoCare walk-in clinic in Granger off University Drive.
You see that big 75 in your picture there for the St. Joe Bears. That is Maddox Murphy, their 6'6", 300-pound senior tackle who's committed to play at Saginaw Valley State. He's one of the 3-year starters on this team. And it looks like there might have been a penalty on the play after the kick. And the way St. Joseph is marching backwards, it appears to be on the Bears. It's a 10-yard penalty all the way back to the 17.
I didn't see a flag thrown. I didn't see a call. We can help you out at home.
So it is 1st and 10 from its own 17 for Hudson Corning. They'll put him back under center here. Braden Malone has come in the game, and Malone gets the handoff and is taken down by Justin Gregory at about the 21-yard line for a pickup of 4.
Have a craving for a Dairy Queen Blizzard, but you don't want to leave the house? Hey, DQ delivers. Download the DQ app and enjoy exclusive deals and beat the line when going to the person. Go to Frick's Dairy Queen on Niles Avenue in St. Joe.
Don't tempt me like that. Do not tempt me like that.
You might have to order some for the booth.
Fullback run that time for St. Joseph. Luke Bidwell makes the tackle as he is able to get in there and bring down the running back. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. Looked like it was DeNaro Mitchell on the carry. Now Hudson Corning carries, and he's got a 1st down for St. Joseph and more as he spins his way forward to the 35. That's a 13-yard pickup for the elusive St. Joseph quarterback.
Here you can see the Flat Rock Grill replay. Corning just a great job getting the ball outside, following his lead blocker, picking up that big 1st down for St. Joe. They really needed to get a 1st down this series.
They'll give it back to Malone. He goes off the left side, but again, Edwardsburg has it bottled up. Bidwell did a lot of the action. Then he got a lot of help from his linebacking core as Ian Hansen came in and finished it off, the sophomore on the inside. Just a 1-yard pickup that time for Braden Malone.
Saw Corning kind of pointing to his leg a little bit. He's hobbling just a little bit out there, and he does have his calf taped up as well.
He got banged up in the game last week at Niles, and they wound up putting Caden LeClaire in at quarterback. Here's an end around now for St. Joseph, and Jace Hopkins is forced out of bounds on the play by Cooper Pabuda. Let's see where they spot it. Hopkins knocked out at the 38, so only a pickup of about 2 on the play.
Locally owned Central Automotive in downtown South Bend is your answer for oil changes, brakes, air conditioning repair, general maintenance, and more. Check them out at Lafayette and Colfax Central Automotive. We're here for all your automotive needs.
3rd and 7. Corning was effective throwing the ball from the gun in the first quarter. We'll see how he does here in the second. He has time. He throws too high for Eli Kratt. It's incomplete.
Had him open in the flats there, just a little bit of overthrow.
And it'll be a punting situation, and Andrew Pratley will send the punt unit onto the field. Looks like Dominic Lignell is going to do the punting this week. Jace Hopkins limping off the field, and he had punting problems last week anyway. Hayden, the deep man for Edwardsburg, stands at his 35. Good snap for Lignell, but he dropped it. He's in trouble, and down he goes back at the 31. Huge special teams play for Edwardsburg as they'll get the ball in plus territory thanks to the tackle by Andrew Rudolph.
Well, here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay, he just dropped it, fumbled it, on the ground, was able to pick it up. Not enough to pick up the first down, not even get back to the line of scrimmage. But we talked before the game about special teams and about, in particular, the punting game of St. Joe and how they had some struggles last week. They went with a different punter this week. Still, the struggles continue.
That is the second fourth down failure for the Bears tonight. They paid a price with the first one. Will they with this one? Rylan Savoy looking to throw, and he's got a man wide open.
Oh.
That's Gio Orway, and he couldn't make the connection.
That's one of those things when you don't throw the ball that often and you have a guy wide open, you try to lead him too much. In that situation, you're just trying to get the ball to him. Don't lead him. Don't make him run under the ball. Just throw it to him. Even if he has to wait on that ball, he's still getting in there into the end zone.
Oh, man, you talk about one that the Eddies would love to have back, because they were just about ready to cue the fight song for that one. 2nd and 10. Savoy, look how low he gets in this squat. I mean, that hurt. I wouldn't be able to get up for 2 weeks, but he pitches it to Cale Myers, and Myers has himself a first down sponsored by Sim Financial. That's why young people play this sport.
I would make a comment on it, but I probably wouldn't be able to get up for a couple weeks either after that. Southwest Vision Center in Edwardsburg is a proud supporter of the Eddies. Patient-focused care paired with quality service is a benchmark they strive to provide. Set up your appointment today, swvisioncenter.com. Southwest Vision Center, quality care with a personal touch.
I mean, we've both watched a lot of football over the years. We've seen quarterbacks do this, but this does seem unusually low.
I've seen it a couple times with the Eddies quarterbacks. They have gotten down, and if I remember right, Schrader from Mishawaka,
Sam Schrader, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was that low when he ran that Mishawaka offense as well.
That's a pickup of 5 that time for Cale Myers, who's been carrying a pretty good load here with the injury tonight to Carson Billington. Now, Billington did come back into the game briefly, but he has not been in on this series. It's a 2nd and 5 from the 16-yard line for Edwardsburg. You see the score on your Tire Rack scoreboard with the running clock now. Gary Martin doing the job down there in the truck to get everything working for us.
I see Billington off to the side kind of from everybody else.
That's not a good sign.
Not standing with the team.
2nd and 5 from the 16. Savoy pitches again. And this looks like Gio Orway this time, and he'll pick up about 3 on the play. And Orway getting close to the 100-yard mark. He has 8 carries for 94. Of course, he had that 50-yard touchdown back in the first.
Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic in Granger is a family-focused practice that treats newborns to professional athletes and everyone in between. They offer high-level chiropractic care, digital x-ray diagnostics, and non-surgical spinal decompression. Google Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic to learn more.
Big 3rd and 2 here for Edwardsburg, down at the 13-yard line. I watched Jacobs in practice. He's capable of the field goal, but I don't know what Dan Purley's comfort level would be with that. Cale Myers did not get the first down. Isaac Cotty, the All-State linebacker, in there to make the hit. And so decision time now for Dan Purley, and he's going to send some extra beef out onto the field and go for it here on 4th and 1.
Yeah, we're going to bring in some bigger guys and run that unbalanced line, set a couple guys up probably right behind those lines, run right off of the 4 or 5 guys you have blocking in just the B gap and follow them all.
He's got Dominic Axline at 320, Luke Bidwell at 260. I mean, it's amazing the field isn't tilting to the right now. And you have to think that might be the direction they're running. They are. Orway bouncing off tacklers and has a first down and more. Sponsored by Sim Financial. It's a rugby scrum against the state runner-up rugby team. And they'll get it down to the 3.
Orway just did a great job. That was all him, making the spin move once they hit contact. St. Joe had him stopped in his tracks, but he just made a great job of spinning out of it and picking up that Sim Financial first down.
Remember, this all started after a botched special teams play for St. Joe gave Edwardsburg the ball at the 31-yard line. This is the 8th play of the drive, and we're under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Key sequence here for both teams. Myers, Pabuda, Orway in the backfield. Drop snap. It's loose. Who's got it? Looks like Edwardsburg fell back on it. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Edwardsburg Public Schools is proud to support the Eddies, where we maximize every student's potential for success in life. With pride, passion, and purpose, Edwardsburg provides innovative and inspiring opportunities, setting the standard for excellence on and off the field. Go Eddies from the Edwardsburg Public Schools.
2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Rylan Savoy at quarterback, trying to execute this power wing T offense. Savoy again dropped the snap, picks it up, and he's pushed backwards by the St. Joe defensive line. David Silva gets in there and disrupts things and stops them for no gain. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay, just another botched snap. He's lucky that he was able to pick it up and get right back to the line of scrimmage.
So 2 drop snaps in a row have Edwardsburg looking at 3rd and goal from the 4. And Dan Purley, I think, wants to take a timeout here and settle his team down.
A big thank you to Wolf Financial Advisory on Pleasant Street in St. Joe for supporting the St. Joe Bears and tonight's broadcast. Learn more about Wolf Financial Advisory at wolffinancialadvisory.com.
Our timeouts tonight sponsored by Frick's Dairy Queen. 3:19 to go in the half. Back on 30 seconds on Sports Michiana.
Really, I lost my
and
eye.
This edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week is being sponsored by Reliance, uniquely crafted to fit your lifestyle. 3rd and goal from the 4. All right, you've seen this wing tee for many years from Edwardsburg, Bo. What do you think Dan Purley is calling here?
Well, I've seen on 4th down a couple times in crucial situations, they like to hit the outside. Orway's done a great job of following those blocks, and when they over-pursue, getting the cutback and cutting it back, they haven't had a chance in the last 2 plays because they botched the snap the last 2 plays, so you haven't really been able to see anything, but looks like maybe Orway to the right.
That's what I'm seeing as well. We'll see if that's what happens. It is Orway to the right, and it's a touchdown for Edwardsburg. That's what he has learned to do in 20 years, my friends. The touchdown sponsored by Tony Gadeski Farm Bureau Insurance. A 4-yard touchdown for Gio Orway, his 2nd of the night. Puts the Eddies up 18-7.
Great job of the guys up front, too. You can see them pushing all the way to the end zone. Wide receivers, guys on the outside, extra running backs, making those blocks deep in the end zone, sustaining those blocks and keeping with them, allowing Orway to pick up that touchdown there to go up 18-7. Here they're going to go for 2 points.
I think that'll be what you see from Edwardsburg for the rest of the night. Again, Savoy surveys the situation and runs into a ball carrier, then throws it for Orway in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So that won't count in the stats, but it does count as scoring for Tony Gadeski and Farm Bureau Insurance. And a key touchdown there for Edwardsburg, giving them a 20-7 lead with 3:14 to go in the first half. You'll get another look here from Flat Rock Grill.
Yeah, just a great job. That time he threw it to the receiver. He did not leave Orway. He threw it right to him. He was wide open. Great job of converting the 2-point conversion. Eddies 20, the Bears 7. Hey, the 13-7 Foundation honors former Jimtown football player Deacon Dillenbeck, who died tragically in 2024 at the age of 19. Deacon loved the vocational trades, and the 13-7 Foundation awards scholarships for those looking to enter the trades. Search 13-7 Foundation on Facebook for more information on how you can support the foundation.
Let's go down to Angelo Di Carlo with a Patrick Sideline report.
Yeah, you know, Chuck, after these teams only played one game, hard to evaluate exactly how good they are, right? Of course, St. Joe played a very good Niles team a week ago, while Edwardsburg won at the last minute against a Division VII school in McBain. But McBain turns out to be really a good team. Last year, they had a very good season. They end up losing to a state semifinalist in the district playoffs. They actually were the team that gave Brandywine a tough ride in basketball the year Brandywine won the state championship. So it turned out that that team they played last week was maybe even better than people thought, even the Edwardsburg coaches and players heading into that game. So it was a good first week for them as they went up there to Cadillac. McBain actually has all three levels despite being a Division VII school. So I think we're seeing the Eddies are pretty good despite being pretty young.
They're up 20-7 here on St. Joe as Zach Jacobs squibs the kickoff. St. Joe bobbling it with Nick Reeves finally recovering it and going to the 35-yard line. So 3 timeouts left for the Bears, 3:08. They've got plenty of time to go down the field with Hudson Corning here at quarterback.
Yeah, the shotguns work best for this offense so far tonight. The running game just quite isn't there. I think when they get in that up-tempo pace, go with the shotgun set, they're going to find that they're going to separate this Eddie's defense a little bit, spread them out, give your playmakers some room.
Corning with that 70-yard strike earlier to LeClaire is 2 for 4 throwing the football tonight. He'll throw this one into the flat to Ish Dixon. Dixon, with a head of steam, gets up to the 43-yard line before he's submarined by Alex Rudolph after a pickup of 8.
Really spread it out like I was just talking about. Give your playmakers some room. Let them pick up that big yardage like they did right there on first down. Big 8-yard pickup on first down.
Corning again in the flat. Nate Schmidt with the catch this time. It's a first down for St. Joe. Pabuda makes the tackle at the midfield stripe, and the Bears move the chains with 2:42 to go in the half.
Ferret Custom Roll Forming, the best choice in metal fabrication, serving a variety of industries, including solar, appliances, conveyor system, chassis, and structural components to decorative trim. Learn more at ferretrollforming.com. We form value.
Edwardsburg takes a timeout. We will as well. 2:37 to go. Timeout sponsored by Frick's Dairy Queen. Back in 30 on Sports Michiana.
Mom, it's happening again. The internet froze. It's just buffering over and over.
Sounds like we need faster internet.
Back to school starts with better internet. Get Surf Fiber Fast Internet today for just $30 a month with auto pay. Visit surfinternet.com.
What have you been doing?
Looking for a new internet provider.
You should get Surf. They're really good. No contracts or hidden fees and price lock for life.
Okay, I'm in.
Get Surf Fiber Fast Internet today for just $30 a month with auto pay. Visit surfinternet.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Patrick, empowering outdoor enthusiasts since 1959. Most of the scores we have so far are from the state of Indiana. Concord leading Mishawaka 14-10 in the second. And Penn leading Riley in a battle of the unbeatens of Freed Field 14-0 in the second. Here it's 1st and 10 at the 50 for St. Joseph, trailing Edwardsburg 20-7. Hudson Corning rolling to the right, flings it out to Eli Pratt. That's a nice throw for 10 yards.
Yeah, got a lot of pressure in the backfield and was able to sidearm, kind of sling it out there to the tight end and pick up a first down for the Bears.
Corning, after a rough first week, is 5 of 7 for 106 yards passing.
Biggest thing is able to get out of the bounds, stop the clock. They can take their time here on this next possession.
Corning from the gun. Steps back. Has time, runs out of time, and down he goes for a loss of 2 as the Eddies get the sack with Alex Rudolph coming in from the linebacker position.
Big C Lumber is the best choice for your next home improvement project. Family owned for over 100 years, they know the ins and outs of every home project you need completed, and our knowledgeable sales staff will help you get the job done. See the difference a culture of caring can make at Big C Lumber.
Reminder, we have more high school football next Friday night on Sports Michiana. We'll go back into the Hoosier State and have a little game they call the Holy War. Marion and St. Joseph renew their hostilities at Father Bly Field. We'll be on the air with the pregame at 6:45, the kickoff at 7. Hope to see you there, and if you can't be there, you can catch it here on Sports Michiana, which broadcast on our website, on Facebook and YouTube. and on the WSBT Facebook and YouTube pages. The WSBT czar, Brian Dodge, here at the game tonight working the concession stand.
Hey, and as you said, it's live online. Do what Flat Rock Grill's doing. They're broadcasting it live in their Flat Rock Grill in Edwardsburg, so all the people that couldn't make the trip over here can watch it live streaming on the tube.
Here's a rollout by Hudson Corning. Alex Rudolph chasing him, and Corning tried to get it to a receiver but couldn't do it, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Caden LeClaire again. Instead, he'll be looking at a 3rd and 11 with 2:16 to go in the half.
Hey, you looking to buy or sell a home? McInnes Realty is where service comes first. Family and veteran-owned, they proudly serve our community heroes through the Homes for Heroes program, helping you save when you buy or sell. Learn more at McInnesRealty.com.
Corning again with time, fires, and Eli Kratt fell down as he went to go get the ball. Being helped up in a nice act of sportsmanship there by Gio Orway. It'll be 4th and 11 at the 41, kind of in no man's land, and so I think Andrew Prattley's going to go ahead and go for it here.
This Eddie's defense has been putting a lot of pressure on him up the middle. Corning hasn't been able to really feel comfortable in that pocket.
Halftime in Three Rivers, and the Wildcats lead to Wajak 14-3. Mason Awe, the Wildcat quarterback, having a nice night. 4th and 11. Corning steps up in the pocket, throws, and it's incomplete. He actually threw it behind the defender, Alex Rudolph, and there was no chance for Nate Schmidt to get there.
Another turnover on downs for the Bears.
And now Edwardsburg, with 2:05 to go in the first half, one timeout remaining, can at least try to make a push to get into field goal range. Checking the flag here at Dickinson Stadium, they'd be kicking with a crosswind that's going from left to right for Zach Jacobs. And Edwardsburg can't get its personnel on the field right. Luke Bidwell started coming on, then he got waved off because they didn't want to be called for too many men in the huddle. Savoy hands it off, and we've got a flag thrown, and I think there might be a penalty here on Edwardsburg.
Yeah, I don't think the guys were completely lined up on the line of scrimmage. Looked like the guys down the line were kind of back a little bit on what they call that V, and they get kind of that V set.
They were confused from the moment they took the field. The one thing here is I believe Owen Andrus lost a couple of yards on the play. I hope they remember where he was tackled because I don't see any official really standing there.
I think that's what Coach Prattley is talking about right now. He's like,
how do I know if I'm going to take the penalty or not? Because you can't tell me where the ball is. It's a false start called on Edwardsburg. It's declined, and they put the ball back down at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is the financial institution of choice for Sports Michiana, plus hundreds of churches and schools. Utilize their unique Elevate tools to help raise funds and drive your mission. Go to NotreDameFCU.com/elevate to learn more.
Noah Toney, Riley Halverson, those couple of defensive tackles in there, along with David Silva, hoping to thwart Edwardsburg here on 2nd and 10. The pitch goes to Orway, and he works his way up the field for a pickup of 5 before Isaac Cotty, the all-state linebacker, comes in and makes the tackle. You'll meet Cotty coming up at halftime, one of our Tony Letcher Student Athletes of the Week.
Timeout by St. Joe on that.
Interesting, 3rd and 5. They want to see if they can get the ball back.
Well, maybe they wanted to go get some Frick's Dairy Queen as they sponsored the timeouts.
And speaking of the timeout, we'll take one as well here on Sports Michiana.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless. You could say the same about Edwardsburg's offense right here on this 3rd and 5. The possibilities are endless for the Eddies, who lead this one by a count of 20-7, so you're playing with a little bit of house money right here.
Yeah, in this situation, you really don't want to give the ball back to St. Joe in this situation, so you want to keep it on the ground, try to run some more clock out. Ooh, dropped the ball another 3rd time tonight, having trouble with the snap under center.
So loss of 2 on the play will set up a 4th down for Edwardsburg, and St. Joseph will use its last time out with 1:45 to go here in the first half, hoping they can create something here on special teams, maybe get a pump block or at least get the ball back in decent field position.
That's timeout sponsored by Frick's Dairy Queen. Also, since 1959, Patrick Industries in Elkhart has empowered outdoor enthusiasts to achieve next-level recreational experiences. Patrick is a proud supporter of our local teams and athletes, empowering excellence on and off the field.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll also get you updated on as many scores as possible as we give you the McKinney's Realty Around the Area scoreboard. We can tell you that Rochester leads Whitco in Indiana 33-0 late in the first half. Concord now with a 21-17 lead on Mishawaka after Reese Brevard goes 54 yards for the score. Jimtown has a 21-14 lead on Fairfield. That is late in the first half on the banks of the Bago. And Edwardsburg having problems getting the right personnel on the field for the punt. Now they've got time here. The play clock's at 15. Zach Jacobs is the punter. Alex Rudolph with the snap, and Jacobs gets it out of there and kicks it away from Ish Dixon, and it'll take an Edwardsburg roll and go all the way into the end zone for a 56-yard punt and a net of 36 as they bring it out to the 20.
Yeah, I mean, just a great job of putting the ball away from the receiver, letting the turf do the work. All you need to do is get it out there, get it end over end, let the ball roll, and did a great job.
I don't think people understand, though, kicking a football is different than kicking a soccer ball.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If it goes off the side of your foot, it's going to, tell to the right or tell to the left. But sometimes you kick it just perfect, just off the center. That's when you get those high booming spirals, which means it's just a sliver of an inch that you can miss, and then that ball is a shank to the right or the left, when you're better off just kicking it end over end and letting it roll.
Here comes a fake jet sweep from Corning. He'll throw it out, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Ish Dixon on the wheel route, and it may have been broken up by Justin Gregory.
Justin Gregory just did a great job of getting his hand on the ball. If he didn't, he got his hand in the way. Here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay. Good pass play and really good execution, but Gregory, great job staying home and getting in the way of that pass.
Corning has missed on 4 straight passes now and is 5 for 11 throwing tonight for 106 yards. He'll try again here on 2nd and 10. Dixon picked up the blitz. Too high, intercepted. Justin Gregory comes up with it at the 41, and Edwardsburg in business with 1:23 to go in the half.
St. Joe had this guy across the middle. Here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay, just overthrown just a tad. Gregory in the right spot again, playing in that deep zone. Gives the Eddies a chance. Score again.
At the 41, and Edwardsburg in business with 1:23 to go in the half. By St. Joe after they had. Edwardsburg has been able to take advantage of. Let's see if they can do something with this ball in plus territory, leading 20-7. And it's Savoy trying to avoid tacklers, and it's incomplete. He threw it just a little bit behind his intended receiver, Logan Krischer, the other tight end.
That's a great job by St. Joe picking up Orweg out of the backfield in that pass play. Last time that happened, he was wide open, but St. Joe did a good job of picking him up this time.
11 carries, 113 yards for Gio Orway tonight. Edwardsburg has yet to get a passing yard in this game. They've had 177 on the ground. 2nd and 10 from the 41. Savoy gave it off, and it is a carry up to about the 36-yard line. It was Owen Andrus, the fullback, that time for a pickup of 5.
Going with a hurry-up offense here on 3rd down. Watch Orway here to the left.
Instead, it's Cale Myers on the carry, and he's got a first down sponsored by Sim Financial. Clock will stop as they move the chains up to the 30-yard line after a pickup of 6.
That was a great misdirection play by the Eddies there. Hurry-up offense again.
Savoy under center. Pitches back to Cale Myers. Power sweep, and Myers carrying tacklers as Caleb Pitcher makes the stop at the 23-yard line. You might think Caleb Pitcher with a name like that would be a baseball player, but no. Chase Pitcher is not a baseball player. He's a track athlete.
And he's still with 1 timeout. Getting under 25 seconds here on the play clock.
And again, it's Myers. And again, it's off the right side. This time for a first down to the St. Joe 18-yard line with 19 seconds left in the half. And I think Savoy wants to clock the football here on first down.
Another Sim Financial first down for the Eddies.
And indeed, Savoy will clock the football for his 3rd incompletion of the night with 15 seconds left here in the half.
JBLS Septic and Excavation is the option for septic and excavation needs in Southwest Michigan. JBLS Septic and Excavation offers prompt appointments and excellent customer service. JBLS Septic and Excavation, you dump, we pump.
So let's see how Edwardsburg plays this. The Eddies do have 1 timeout. Will they try to center the ball up in field goal range, perhaps, for Zach Jacobs? A field goal would put them up by 16. Savoy gives it off to Gio Orway, and Chase Pitcher is right there to bottle him up. And Edwardsburg will use its last timeout with 4 seconds left. And indeed, it looks like the field goal unit is coming on. Meanwhile, Pitcher is slow to get up for St. Joe. We'll take a timeout as well as they tend to the injured St. Joe player. We're back in 30 seconds on Sports Michiana.
Let's be honest, shopping for window treatments can be a real pain in the glass. Shades, shutters, blinds, drapes, the options are endless. Avoid expensive mistakes and return shipping with online retailers. Call the local team at Quality Window Treatments. Their entirely local process makes choosing the right look for your space easy. They bring the showroom to you during your in-person consultation. And with hands-off local installation, you never make a measurement. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com to book your free consultation and see your space in a whole new light.
Edwardsburg is lined up for a field goal that would be a 35-yarder for Zach Jacobs, the soccer player. The snap is clean. The kick is on its way, and it is no good. He missed it to the left. Jacobs had enough leg but couldn't put it through. Still a very solid first half for the Edwardsburg Eddies, who run their offense beautifully, come up with some solid defensive stands, and take a 20-7 lead on St. Joseph as the Eddies head their way to the locker room. We go downstairs for a Patrick Sideline report. Angelo Di Carlo has Dan Purley.
All right, Coach, don't get the points at the end of the half, but you're up by 13 at the half on the road at St. Joe. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we feel good right now. We're controlling the clock. We're moving the ball, making plays on defense. So, we feel good about where we're at, but we understand there's two more quarters to go, so we can't get complacent.
You have a very young team, only 4 seniors. Last week, you had to come from behind. What's your message to them now in the locker room to make sure they understand the importance of the second half to retain this lead?
It's just one play at a time. Focus on one play at a time. So,
Coach, thank you very much.
Yep, you bet.
All right, it's Dan Purley, one play at a time. We've heard it a lot over the years, but it matters.
Thank you, Anj. And a reminder, when we come back, we'll have our Ferrick Custom Roll Forming halftime report featuring our Tony Letcher Student Athletes of the Week. They are next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Why do our auto insurance rates keep going up? Oh.
Dramatic increases in parts, labor, and medical care are causing auto insurance rates to soar nationwide. Lilliard's Insurance can protect you from auto rate increases with our available rate lock feature. And because Lilliard's Insurance is a local business, you get better service and deal with actual people. Hi, I'm Matt Lilliard. Call or text us today to see if you qualify.
Time now for our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets, the right policy at the right price. We have a pair of senior linebackers here this evening for you at halftime of this Edwardsburg and St. Joseph matchup. We have Edwardsburg senior Alex Rudolph along with St. Joe senior Isaac Cotty. We'll start with Alex, who's a member of the football team, baseball team, has a 3.93 GPA, captain on both football and baseball, and he volunteers a lot in youth sporting events. How do you make that all work? That's a lot of time.
No, I just do it because I love it. Like, I love being in the community, helping out. I love helping our younger players know what they're doing, make sure they're doing everything right, and just being there.
And then how do you just balance it with academics and making sure that part stays in order too?
Yep, it's hard, but you can go ask teachers for help after school. I do that a lot. I am just able to be a student athlete of the game and do what I need to do to be on the field and in the classroom.
You're looking to maybe be a long snapper in college, and if that doesn't work out, maybe be a college student assistant coach. Obviously, that means you love this sport very much. How much do you love the sport of football?
I love football, man. Since a young age, I've been involved, playing, going to work with my dad, helping out, just doing everything I can to be there, being involved in the game of football.
What does being an Edwardsburg Eddie mean to you?
It means everything. I love this community. They're great people, great fans, and I love the school. It's fantastic.
Alex, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Isaac Cotty is a senior linebacker here for the St. Joe Bears. He has a 3.4 GPA. He's the captain. As you see, he wears the number 1, and that's pretty significant up here. You don't get to pick that number. You got to earn it. Tell us a little bit about the significance of getting that number.
Absolutely. So it was an honor for me to get it. I was elected by my teammates and voted on to receive this jersey and wear it for the season. It's been passed down through 13 years now, and it represents not just on the field but also off the field, really representing all of our program values, being what we call just a true Bear. We're really proud, and I'm really honored and thankful for these guys.
You're all-state football player last year. You're looking to play football in college. You also want to study in business. Why business?
This is because it can correlate to a lot of different things. It's not just closed-minded. It can go to many different job opportunities.
What does being a St. Joe Bear mean to you?
Being a St. Joe Bear means family. That's one thing we strive by, is that family is we're all one together, and a family has a different than a common goal. We're not just a team. We're looking to strive and be united as one. We've got each other's backs, and we always will, on and off the field.
Isaac, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
That is Isaac Cotty. Alex, thank you very much. Congratulations again. Alex Randolph, and a great pair of student athletes here presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. We have your halftime highlights on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week right after this.
Shopping for tires used to make me want to blow a gasket. That was before I went to TireRack.com.
Tire Rack made it easy to find great tires at a great price. 2 years of free road hazard protection. Sealed the deal.
Tire Rack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose a mobile installer. Check this out. A technician brought my new tires right to the house. He's installing them now. All set. Thanks. When it's time for new tires, trust the experts. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the Michiana area? Call McKinnis Realty, Michiana's fastest growing real estate company, where service comes first, built on knowledge, care, and community. Through our Homes for Heroes program, we proudly give back to those who serve, Firefighters, law enforcement, EMTs, military, teachers, and healthcare workers, past or present, qualify for hero rewards when they buy or sell with us. Call McInnes Realty today at 574-271-3440.
For over 100 years, experience and inspiration have been the foundation of Big C Lumber. I'm Mark Young. Deciding on the perfect cabinetry for your home can be overwhelming. It's best to depend on our consultants with decades of experience at Big C Lumber. Your needs and wishes will be matched with our guidance in the creation of new spaces. We call this customer-inspired design, representing your personality, your style. Visit Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the Lillard Insurance Agency. They're real people with real service and real value. And a real entertaining show being put on by the St. Joe Marching Band, which features, well, we've counted at least 3 football players from the St. Joe Bears out there playing in the band. Let's see, I see a 56 out there. That is Liam Dunleavy. And also a 68, that is Caden Grodhouse. And there is number 16, Landon Peterson, a junior quarterback. And way in the back, I think one of the drummers is playing as well. So that is great that they can be involved in multiple activities here on a Friday night as we welcome you inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. And the FCU putting people over profits. Chuck Freeby and Bo Hundt high above the fray. Your thoughts on the first half?
Started out, a couple scores by Eddies, and they were like moving the ball like clockwork. And there for a second, we thought it might be a running clock in the first half. But St. Joe right back. I like what they do when they go to that shotgun offense. They got to give him time, though. They have to be able to block up front, give him time to open up and get the receivers downfield.
Well, let's take a look at our Tom's Car Care Center halftime highlights and show you how it got to be this way at Dickinson Stadium. Gio Orway got things started off in the first half with a 50-yard touchdown run, and that gave Edwardsburg a 6-0 lead as they missed the extra point. And then Ryland Savoy punched it in. It was 12-0, but back comes St. Joe. Hudson Corning hits Connor LeClaire with a touchdown pass to make it 12-7. Then late in the half, Orway with his second touchdown of the half. He had 113 yards rushing in the first half, and Edwardsburg would get the 2-point conversion to take a 20-7 lead here at the intermission. Well, we want to catch you up on a story that has really rallied the Edwardsburg community since the month of December. That's when you'll see this video of 9-year-old Ashlyn Markle. She's a third grader at Eagle Lake Elementary in Edwardsburg. Last December, she got sick, and they found a tumor the size of a Nerf football growing out of her kidney. The tumor and the kidney were removed. This video now is from the end of July of Ashlyn and her family ringing the bell at Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis after Ashlyn's chemo treatments ended. She'll still need scans for the next 5 years, but what a moment for Ashlyn, her mom, and her dad, Ryan, who is the principal at Edwardsburg High School. For more about this story, let's go downstairs to Anj, who's standing by with the Markle family and a Patrick sideline report.
All right, Chuck, thank you very much. We have Ashlyn here along with her mom, Dee Dee, her dad, Ryan. Dee Dee, I'm going to start with you and that hug that you got to have with Ashlyn after she rang the bell at Riley's. What did that moment mean for you?
It was incredible. This has been a long road of suffering and misery, and it just signified the ending of suffering and sickness for her that was hard to watch and endure.
Ryan, how about for you when she runs back at you and jumps in your arms? How special as a father was that feeling?
Oh, it was incredible. Like Dee Dee said, it was just a long journey, and it didn't seem like it was ever going to get there. And the fact that we made it to the end and she went through all the treatment, it was a remarkable moment.
Ashlyn, I know you're feeling better now, which is great to see. What's it like being back at school, seeing your friends again? I know you had to sit out and not be at school. What's that been like to get back to activities and be back at school?
I love it, seeing my friends and my teacher and going back to school.
And what have you learned in this experience about how much people have shown you so much love in the Edwardsburg community?
I felt nice, and I love how people are supporting me through this journey.
Dee Dee, how special has the bond with the community been, the way they've rallied around your family?
It's pretty special. I was really blown away by all the love and support. I mean, people were calling, texting, sending gifts, and the community has been amazing.
Ryan, you guys even started a scholarship in Ashlyn's name, the Ash Win Scholarship. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so based on the outpouring in love from the community, from Edwardsburg, we wanted to give back to the way that they supported us. And so we created a scholarship in her honor called the Ash Win Scholarship, which is designed for a graduating senior from Edwardsburg that's gone through a medical difficulty of their own. And we wanted to support them as they go on their journey and through college. And it's a way that we can give back to the community that was so giving to us during this journey.
Ashlyn, I want to give you one more chance. Is there anyone you want to say thank you to down at Riley's?
Thank you, Dr. Jess. Chris, thank you, Krista. Thank you, Logan.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you guys taking the time. And best of luck in your continued journey, all right? Thank you, guys. Chuck, what a wonderful story, the Markle family. Great to see Ashlyn doing well. Back upstairs to you.
Absolutely great to see her doing well and the whole family doing well. That community has really rallied around them, and she's a warrior.
Yeah, I mean, what you go through as a girl that young, as a family, and to be able to go down there and what Riley Hospital does for so many people, it's just, something that you can't think until you're involved into it and think of what happens, and I know you've gone through stuff like that as well.
Been there, done that, and it's a little difficult to read the scores through the tiers for the McInnes Realty or on the area scoreboard, but we will do that now, get you up to date on some games from around the area. First quarter, they started late down at Bremen, but the Lions have a 7-0 lead on Boone Grove. Great game down in Indiana with Mishawaka leading Concord at halftime, 24-21. Keith Kinder and Craig Kaler are great friends, but they are staring daggers at each other right now.
Two powerhouses. We knew that was going to be a great game and a big clash between those two powerhouses and great friends as well.
Surprise score here. Elkhart is only up on South Bend, Washington, 6-0 at half at School Field. Jimtown leading Fairfield 21-14 at the half. Of course, Corey Stoner used to be the Jimtown coach. He's now at Fairfield. They're honoring the state champs of 20 years ago tonight on the banks of the Bog. I'm sure they've got a big crowd there. St. Joe leads New Prairie 14-7 in the second. We'll see the Huskies next week in the Holy War. North Miami with a 16-13 lead on Caston in the second. Halftime, Northwood leads Wawasee 14-7. Pioneer on top of Winnemac 35-0 in the second. Rochester leads Whitco 47-0 at the half. Also at halftime, Marion on top of Adams 14-0. At the half, Penn leads South Bend Riley 21-6. Goshen trails Warsaw 34-0 at halftime. Let's go into the state of Michigan. 2 halftime scores. Three Rivers leads Dowagiac 14-3 at the break. And in 8-man football, Bridgman with a 28-0 lead on Twin City. That has been the McInnes Realty Around the Area scoreboard. As you take a look at those beautiful clouds over Dickinson Stadium, just barely occluding a possum hunting moon in the sky tonight. We've got second half play-by-play coming your way from Dickinson Stadium after this on Sports Michiana.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Ready to be part of our winning team? The St. Joseph County Police Department is hiring, and we are looking for people of all ages who want to make a difference. With a starting salary of $52,000 plus full benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and vacation, you are in control of your future. So whether you're just entering the game or looking for a new position, now is the time to get off the sideline. Learn more today at sjcpd.org.
Shopping for tires used to really ruffle my feathers. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack made it easy to identify the right tires. No more searching high and low. I got the best deal. TireRack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose a mobile installer. They brought the tires to my neck of the woods and put them on, right here in my driveway.
You're all done.
Thank you. When it's time for new tires, trust the experts. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
My name is Chuck. I'm a member of Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. The flexibility of having a HELOC made it simple to add items as we were going through the process of updating our house. So we didn't have to do everything at once. We could do it a little at a time as things changed, which made it flexible for us to use builders when they had downtime and get better prices for them. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week is being brought to you by Babsco, your trusted electrical distributor. Dickinson Stadium alive tonight. Good crowd on hand. Edwardsburg, though, has a 20-7 lead on the home team St. Joe Bears. So I imagine Andrew Pratley wasn't exactly pleased with that first half, Anj.
No. Check 1, 2. Do you hear me?
We can kind of hear you.
You can kind of hear me. All right. He was not pleased. He called it a terrible half of football and just simply said that they ran into too many problems. They self-inflicted wounds. They're lucky that turnover at the end didn't cost them. He said they just got to get their act together here in the second half because they have a chance to get back in this, but they've been hurting themselves all night long.
And that is the thing. Yes, they're down by 13, but he's right. They didn't play well. And if they play well, they can get back in this in a hurry.
Well, they had the turnover on downs. They had the muff punt, which ended up being a turnover on downs. The very next series, they had another turnover on downs. They had 3 different turnover on downs in that situation. And then you had the turnover late in the half as well. So, again, yeah, they were hurting themselves, and their offense has got to move the ball. Their defense has been on the field. Not sure exactly what the time of possession is, but it's heavily in favor of the Eddies offense.
Meanwhile, let's get you up to date on a couple of other Michigan scores. Kanoa Hills leading Paw Paw tonight, 35-14. And in 8-man football, they're at the half, and Martin has a 20-14 lead on Marcellus. 20-7 Edwardsburg as you look across the way at Dan Purley's team. And if you're Dan Purley, you've got this team, you only have 4 seniors. Now, Alex Rudolph is a great leader, and he's got some help from a guy like Cale Myers, great leader. But can you count on those guys to kind of keep this team together, keep them from falling apart in the final 24 minutes?
Well, I think they showed it last week when they were down, and they had to come back in that game in the fourth quarter, score late in the game, and then after they scored, they had to play defense and hold the opponent from scoring again and down at the goal line. So they definitely have the mentality for it. We'll see if they have the lead, a big lead at halftime, if they can sustain it and really come out and show this St. Joe team what they're made of.
And our third quarter tonight is being sponsored by the Edwardsburg Schools. That is Zach Jacobs. He is the kicker for Edwardsburg, has done a solid job tonight. He understands to play this game, you got to have football, and they finally get one out to him.
Hey, you hungry for something delicious? Check out Flat Rock Grill in Edwardsburg. Steak, burgers, and handcrafted flavor, all prepared to perfection. Flat Rock Grill, where good food meets great people. And a big thank you to all the people there at Flat Rock showing our broadcast tonight live in Edwardsburg.
Hopefully a lot of you enjoying the food at Flat Rock. I know you're enjoying the contest so far because the Eddies are on top. Jacobs on the approach, and it's a squib kick. It'll be picked up by Gabe King at his 15. King gets a couple of blocks and struggles forward past the 30 to the 31-yard line. Nice return by Mr. King.
Good return by St. Joe, getting up to the 30, 31-yard line. We'll see where they start, see if they come out to that shotgun offense or if they go right under center and try to establish that run game again.
Hudson Corning is the quarterback for this team. He got off to a good start in this game, completed 5 of his first 7, but struggled at the end of the half, wound up 5 of 12 with an interception in the first half. He'll hand it off here. It's dropped by King. Ball loose. I think Edwardsburg has it. Luke Harmon pounces on it. Back at the St. Joe 28, another Bears turnover.
Just a mental mistake here. Ball's up. Ball doesn't get quite put in the belly. Eyes were taken off. Didn't secure it properly. Great job by Edwardsburg of gumming up. The first guy in didn't go directly for the ball. He went for the tackle and pretty much held the guy from getting that ball.
Edwardsburg could not cash in the turnover at the end of the first half when they got the interception. Now let's see if the Eddies can put this one in. Leading 20-7 already. Remember, Carson Billington was injured in the first half, and he has his helmet off on the far side. So it's Myers on the carry here. And Myers is able to get up to about the 25-yard line for a pickup of 3.
St. Joe football boosters are proud to support over 150 exceptional student athletes across our middle and high school football programs. Your commitment, passion, and sportsmanship inspire us all. We believe in your ability to excel both in sports and the classroom. Go Bears from the St. Joe football boosters.
Myers now with 12 carries for 48 yards tonight. Gio Orway also has 12 carries for 113. And it's Orway who takes the pitch and goes to the left and gets stacked up at about the 29-yard line. Good pursuit that time by the Bears. It'll be Braden Malone that comes in and makes the stop, and it looks like Orway is now down on the field, and he pounds the turf in frustration.
Rolling over a couple times. Look like he's holding that knee a little bit, in pain. Here you can see the Flat Rock Grill replay. Not sure if we'll see the end of the play where he kind of got rolled up on.
Yeah, his knee kind of folded back there. So we'll take a timeout with 10:51 to go here in the third quarter, and Edwardsburg looking at a 3rd and 5 when we come back on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Ferret Custom Roll Forming. We form value. So Edwardsburg's Gio Orway walking on the far sideline, and the Eddies looking at a 3rd and 5 here. They'll give it off to the last man through, and that's a touchdown for Edwardsburg as Jensen Gregory takes it in. Gregory from 23 yards out gives the Eddies a 26-7 lead, and the touchdown sponsored by Tony Godesky Farm Bureau Insurance. The first down by the Southwest Vision Center. You get another look from Flat Rock Grill at Justin Gregory racing to the end zone.
Gregory with a couple huge defensive plays at the end of the first half, the big interception as well. Here coming in for Orway and picking up the touchdown for the Eddies.
And because of the problems Edwardsburg has had in the kicking game tonight, they'll go for 2. Myers, Pabuda, and Gregory now in the backfield behind Ryland Savoy. And it'll be Savoy trying to throw for it, but it's incomplete as he got knocked down and pressured that time on a good play by Nate Schmidt. So 10:36 to go in the third quarter, and the Eddies expand their lead, taking advantage of the Bears' fumble, and they're up 26-7 on St. Joe on Sports Michiana.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Ledger today to schedule your free consultation or visit tledger.com.
Shopping for tires used to really ruffle my feathers. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack made it easy to identify the right tires. No more searching high and low. I got the best deal. TireRack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose a mobile installer. They brought the tires to my neck of the woods and put them on, right here in my driveway.
You're all done?
Thank you. When it's time for new tires, trust the experts. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. They're putting people over profits. Chuck Freeby, Hundt Angelo Di Carlo back with you at Dickinson Stadium, where Edwardsburg now has a 26-7 lead on the St. Joe Bears. Zach Jacobs with the boot. And it's a high spinner fielded by Gabe King at his 7. King bottled up and brought down at the 23-yard line. Ian Hansen got there first on special teams. Hey, we want to take a moment to thank the booster clubs at both St. Joe and Edwardsburg High School. The football boosters were amazing in their support of Sports Michiana this week, really helping us out and making sure that we were taken care of this week by sponsors. And so we want to give a big shout out to both booster clubs this week who have been tremendously supportive.
If you want to help out, reach out to both booster clubs from each school. That's how you can help your local sports athlete.
Ish Dixon with the run that time, and the sophomore takes it up to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 16. I like his game, Bo. He just hasn't had a lot of carries tonight, only the 5th time he's touched it, but he shows explosiveness.
Yeah, he surely does, and here they're going to get that speed-up offense, hurry it up a little bit.
Hudson Corning on the run here, makes a move, takes a hit, fumbles the ball. Edwardsburg has it again. Oh, the Eddies put a lick on Corning that time with Alex Rudolph making the hit. And then it was Dylan Mendenhall on the recovery. You'll get it again on Flat Rock Grill replay. Actually, it was Ian Hansen with the hit and Mendenhall with the recovery.
Great job of wrapping up, putting that nose on the ball, knocking it away with his arm. Just a really good job of this Eddie's defense. They've really been overlooked in this game, I think. They've just done a fantastic job.
3 turnovers and a couple of big 4th down stops, and how many times have they set up the offense in plus territory?
Yeah,
tonight?
Just gave their offense great field position all night long.
And here's Edwardsburg persevering through injuries. They've had their top 2 running backs taken out of this game so far as Orway continues to talk to the trainer over on the far side, and yet they're up in the game 26-7 and have the ball at the Bear 40. Handoff goes to another running back for Edwardsburg, Owen Andrus, the fullback, and he's able to pick up about 2 on the play. It's impressive the diversity that Dan Purley has on this offense.
Big thank you to Tony Letcher for his incredible support of Sports Michiana. Tony's a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you're looking for assistance with Medicare, family, or individual health insurance, Google Tony Letcher, Health Markets, or visit tletcher.com.
You see Gandalf Church there, the man closest to you in the blue. Gandalf, former head coach here at St. Joe, then was an assistant at Edwardsburg. Wound up coming back here to St. Joe because his son was starting to play football at St. Joe, so he came back to help on Andrew Prattley's staff. Here's the handoff, and another running back carrying for Edwardsburg is, I think that might have been Cooper Pabuda on the carry that time. Let's take a look.
Gregory?
Oh, that was Justin Gregory, 9 instead of 6. And he'll get about 2 yards on the play to set up a 3rd and 4.
We thank Wright Properties for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. They want to let you know more about the new Maize and Blue Fund, which started earlier this year. They are looking to enhance the athletic experience for all St. Joe students by raising funds to support important initiatives like upgrading facilities and athletic equipment. Learn more at maizeandbluefund.com. Go Bears.
The pitch to Cameron Hayden, and Hayden on the power sweep gets to the outside. It's a foot race with Nate Schmidt, who brings him down from behind at the 11, but a first down sponsored by Southwest Vision Center after a pickup of 23 for the explosive Cameron Hayden.
Well, like you said, a lot of running backs alternating possessions, rotating in and out, and just another one picking up big yardage, fresh legs for this Eddy offense.
Edwardsburg ran it for 299 yards last week. They have 256 on the ground midway through the third quarter here tonight. And they're threatening to turn this one into a rout here at Dickinson Stadium. Savoy will pitch it back to Hayden. This time he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit that time by the Bears defense. One of the St. Joe players slow to get up, but coming in to make the stop was Nick Reeves.
Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you need, Tire Rack makes it easy. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
7.5 to go here in the third. Edwardsburg already up by 19. They have it in the red zone. This was one of the keys for Dan Purley's team tonight, and they've been pretty successful down here this evening. On 2nd and 11, the running back carries for about 3 yards up to the 10-yard line. That's Gregory again.
Gets it up just past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be up 3rd and long.
Justin Gregory, a young man who's a sprinter on the track team, but also a very good student, especially in math and sciences, where he's taking some accelerated courses at Edwardsburg.
This Eddy's offense is a very balanced attack. When I say that, I mean balanced on the ground, balanced to the left, to the right, in the middle. They're going to alternate all different directions on the ground game. As you can see, not a whole lot of passing, but they're not going to hit just one side of the offense. They're going to mix it up here and there.
Savoy rolls out to pass here. He's got a man open and overthrows him. He was looking for Krischer, the tight end. And he's 0 for 4 in passing tonight. So, again, Dan Purley will give Jacobs in the field goal unit a chance to perform here. This would be a 27-yard attempt this time.
The Edwardsburg Athletic Booster Club. It starts here. Their capital campaign is upgrading the weight room with goals for a new soccer and stadium lighting and a multifunctional field house. Find them on Facebook or visit eddyboosters.org to help build the future of Edwardsburg athletics.
Caden DeHart is the holder. Jacobs 0 for 1 on field goals tonight. Low snap. Kick is on its way. High spinner is up, and it is good. So Zach Jacobs converts on the 27-yard field goal. His first points as an Edwardsburg football player. And with 6:21 to go in the third, Edwardsburg leads St. Joseph 29-7 on Sports Michiana.
Ready to be part of our winning team? The St. Joseph County Police Department is hiring, and we are looking for people of all ages who want to make a difference. With a starting salary of $52,000 plus full benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and vacation, you are in control of your future. So whether you're just entering the game or looking for a new position, now is the time to get off the sideline. Learn more today at sjcpd.org.
This edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. Fresh off a field goal, Zach Jacobs gets ready to kick it off here for the Eddies, leading 29-7. You see the deep men for the St. Joe Bears. And Jacobs squibs this one. St. Joe will have it roll through. He gets picked up by one of the back men and spinning it out to the 27-yard line. Nice return that time for the Bears by Evan Jader, 5'8" sophomore.
Jacob's done a great job, I think, tonight, filling in. on the kicking game. First game, really getting the job done, understanding what he needs to do, getting the ball down the field, and went 1 for 2 so far on field goals.
On the McKinnis Realty Around the Area scoreboard, an update from Stevensville. Niles leads Lakeshore, but it's only 8-0 going to the fourth. Hudson Corning on the keeper here for St. Joseph, and Corning into Edwardsburg territory all the way down to the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 for the Bears QB.
Ferret Custom Roll Forming, the best choice in metal fabrication, provides ISO certified quality with unparalleled service and support. At Ferret Custom Roll Forming, we form value.
Corning keeps it himself on the option. Has another first down inside the Eddy 30 to the 29-yard line, and maybe Andrew Prattley has found something here with his quarterback, who was used a lot as a jet sweep carrier last year.
Yeah, his injury from last week kind of carried over a little bit this week, but now it's time to shut up or put up, and they're putting up right now.
Dixon and Malone, the backs behind Corning. Corning throws. Nate Schmidt with the catch, jukes a defender, and still on his feet. Plows forward to the 20-yard line for a pickup of 9.
Really showing a lot of heart on this drive, this St. Joe Bear team. Great job of really picking up the yardage, picking up the first down, sustain this drive, and they're doing it quick, too. They have to score quickly.
For Schmidt, that is his third catch of the night. Corning, this time, hands it off to Ish Dixon, and Dixon carrying tacklers as he goes forward for another first down up to the 14-yard line, a pickup of 6 for the sophomore.
Looks like we got an injured Eddie down on the ground. Going to have officials timeout.
And we'll take one as well. 5:06 to go in the third. Eddie's lead at 29-7, but St. Joe on the move on Sports Michiana.
Mom, it's happening again. The internet froze. It's just buffering over and over.
Sounds like we need faster internet.
Back to school starts with better internet. Get Surf Fiber Fast Internet today for just $30 a month with AutoPay. Visit surfinternet.com.
What have you been doing?
Looking for a new internet provider.
You should get Surf. They're really good. No contracts or hidden fees and price lock for life.
Okay, I'm in.
Get Surf Fiber Fast Internet today for just $30 a month with AutoPay. Visit surfinternet.com.
Experience the summer in style with decking from Big C Lumber. From the professional to the do-it-yourselfer, Big C will assist you through the entire deck planning process. Big C's selection of composite and PVC decking material offers durability and low maintenance, all while maintaining the look and feel of real wood. Our free delivery service ensures more of your budget is allocated toward your project. Revitalize your outdoor living space with Big C Lumber.
Joseph. It's sponsored by Wright Properties, encouraging you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund, and the Maize and Blue are back on the scoreboard. It's 29-13.
Here's your Flat Rock Grill replay. Great job of push up front. Great job of finding the end zone by following that gap. Just like that, St. Joe still in this game.
Very
Going for
much
2.
so. And now we have a whistle as they set the ball. Corning to Dixon. He'll power in for 2, and it's 29-15. So Ish Dixon awakens on that drive, and St. Joseph motors right down the field to answer the Edwardsburg field goal with a touchdown and close the gap to 14 with 4:51 to go in the third.
Sports Michiana Apparel is courtesy of our friends at It's Tops in Mishawaka. Clothes, office supplies, mugs. If you want to put your logo on something, odds are It's Tops can make it happen. Locally run since 1976, It's Tops gives you the personalized attention you deserve. Learn more at itstops.net.
Boy, that was a quick drive. That only took a minute 23 for St. Joe to move right down the field. And you see a big old possum hunting moon in the sky over Dickinson Stadium tonight. Took us 3 weeks to get one, but finally.
Hey, finally got one, and the clouds just cover it up. But
yeah, that might hold down the possum hunting.
Beautiful, beautiful campus, beautiful when we pulled up here right on the shores of Lake Michigan. Great scenery, great crowd. They really do it up here at St. Joe.
Told the players when I came here for the interviews at practice this week, almost feels like you're walking onto a small college campus when you come here for a game. And even the atmosphere here tonight, you pull into the parking lot. We always get here real early.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people here real early tonight for this one.
A lot of people beat me here tonight.
So Wes Hudson gets ready to put the ball on the tee for the Bears, who closed to within 14. Their offense has been very balanced tonight, 109 rushing, 115 passing for 224 yards, but they've got to find a way to stop Edwardsburg from moving the football. Hudson with a squib kick, and Alex Rudolph let it roll. It was picked up and returned to the 32-yard line by Caden DeHart. And so DeHart on the return for the Eddies gives Rylan Savoy, the quarterback, some pretty good field position to work with here.
Tony Gadeski, Farm Bureau Insurance, is located in Edwardsburg and offers a wide variety of insurance, including life, home, auto, business, and farm insurance. Tony Gadeski, Farm Bureau Insurance, says, go Eddies.
We were talking with Dan Purley before the game about the quarterback situation at Edwardsburg, and Rylan Savoy is just a young man. Now, granted, he hasn't completed a pass tonight, but he's made really good decisions in the wing tee. He's familiar with the system, and his footwork and his handwork is something to behold in this system. And it's Savoy trying to get to the outside, and Isaac Cotty will have none of it. A loss of 5 on the play as the All-State linebacker comes through here.
Yeah, just a great job. Here you can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay, just coming up, reading the play, understanding the situation, understanding who had the ball, and watching that. That's the most important thing as well. Cotty did a great job.
And really, for one of the first times tonight, St. Joe has been able to put Edwardsburg behind the chains. Let's see how this affects the play calling for the Eddies here on 2nd and 15. Savoy hands it off, and the fullback will carry it up to about the 30-yard line. That's Owen Andrus on the carry. And Cotty again in on the stop for a pickup of 2.
Sim Financial Advisors covers the cost of all sport passes for every Eddie student for every home game. So pack those stands, unleash your inner Eddie, and get loud. With offices in Indiana and Michigan, Sim is your home team for financial planning and investing. Visit Sim, that's SYM.com, to learn more.
Well, speaking of getting loud, that's what this crowd here at Dickinson Stadium is trying to do here for the home team. On a 3rd and 12, Bears trying to force a 3-and-out after the touchdown. It's Gregory on the carry, and he's not even close to the chains. Brought down from behind by Chase Pitcher. It's a pickup of 4, and the Eddies are going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, it's a 4th and 6, 4th and 7. Very important for the Eddies to get this punt away. Got guys that aren't. We got 7 guys on the field here.
St. Joe trying to get people off. Edwardsburg trying to get people on. Jader is the deep man for the Bears. Jacobs the punter. Rudolph with another perfect long snap. And Jacobs hits this one off the side of his foot, and it goes out of bounds at the Bear 48. And St. Joe is in business. This one far from over, folks, with 2:24 to go in the 3rd, the way St. Joe just moved the ball down the field on the last possession.
2.5 minutes here to go in the 3rd quarter. Be very, very important if St. Joe were to score right here on this series.
The poise of this Edwardsburg team about to be put to the test. Corning hands it off. Dixon, a powerful run. Dixon takes it into the Edwardsburg territory all the way down to the 22. A 30-yard pickup for Ish.
I talked about it the last drive about the heart that this team had and the passion that they were showing on the field. Dixon, you can see here, just motoring up the middle of the field, not wanting to be brought down, making every single Eddie touch him before he came down.
7 carries, 86 yards for Dixon tonight, and he'll get another tote here. Like you always tell me, that ball's not heavy. Andrew Rudolph on the tackle after a pickup of 4.
At OSMC, you're not just treated, you're cared for, guided with diagnostics through recovery with clarity and trust. Get the care you need when you need it. Visit osmc.com or the OrthoCare walk-in clinic in Granger off of University Drive.
And now Ish Dixon is down on the field with an injury. Looks like he might be cramping up here with 1:52 to go in the third. We'll take another 30-second timeout on Sports Michiana.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Let's play. This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by McKinnis Realty. It's realty with a purpose. 2nd and 6 for St. Joe at the Edwardsburg 18. The pitch wide. The ball in the hands of St. Joe's Braden Malone, and he takes it all the way down to the 5, and we go downstairs to Angelo Di Carlo for a Patrick Sideline report.
Well, Chuck, you mentioned this having a Division III college feel. You feel that right now. This crowd's starting to get back into this one. The atmosphere's starting to pick up here as the Bears looking to punch this one in and get back within a touchdown of this game. It was packed. You could not find a seat in the St. Joe stands at the beginning of the game. It's thinned out a little bit, but, there's a lot of families sending their kids home to bed right now. But I'm sure those that left because of the score at halftime maybe regretting that right now as St. Joe tries to march on here for another touchdown.
2nd and goal from the 3. Dixon can't power in that time. He's brought down from behind by Andrew Rudolph as Dixon took it down to the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Like they keep powering off that right side with Dixon. Going to do it again.
And Dixon trying to get in. Did he make it? No signal from the official yet. A horn sounds, but it looks as though St. Joe is stopped short.
And
they're in. Touchdown, St. Joe.
Took forever for the side judge to come in and make the call, but finally raised his hands and touchdown, St. Joe, just like that.
It's sponsored by Wright Properties, encouraging you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund. The Bears close to within 8 with 33 seconds to go here in the third, and it looks as though they'll go for 2 again.
Have a craving for a Dairy Queen Blizzard, but you don't want to leave the house? DQ delivers. Download the DQ app and enjoy exclusive deals and beat the line when going in person to Frick's Dairy Queen on Niles Avenue in St. Joseph.
Malone in motion. King the back behind Corning. And King takes the pitch and powers it in for 2. The 2-pointer sponsored by Wright Properties, encouraging you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund, and is a comeback on here at Dickinson Stadium. 29-23 Edwardsburg with 33 seconds to go in the third here on Sports Michiana.
Let's be honest, shopping for window treatments can be a real pain in the glass. Shades, shutters, blinds, drapes, the options are endless. Avoid expensive mistakes and return shipping with online retailers. Call the local team at Quality Window Treatments. Their entirely local process makes choosing the right look for your space easy. They bring the showroom to you during your in-person consultation. And with hands-off local installation, you never make a measurement. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com to book your free consultation and see your space in a whole new light.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the Michiana area? Call McKinnis Realty, Michiana's fastest growing real estate company where service comes first, built on knowledge, care, and community. Through our Homes for Heroes program, we proudly give back to those who serve. Firefighters, law enforcement, EMTs, military, teachers, and healthcare workers, past or present, qualify for hero rewards when they buy or sell with us. Call McInnes Realty today at 574-271-3440.
St. Joe ready to kick it off. They have closed to within 6 with 16 consecutive points. And the squib kick will be fielded at the 13 by Cameron Hayden. And Hayden rocked from behind and brought down at the 22. And, man, has the momentum switched in this place.
Well, the momentum has definitely switched, and it's been a very impressive last 2 drives. The only thing as impressive as that is the delicious cookies at Chips and Doodles. They're a family-owned and operated small batch local bakery. Their delicious cookies are baked in the commercial kitchen and made with real vanilla and butter. Delivery is available, as is pickup near downtown South Bend. Learn more at chipsanddoodles.com.
Edwardsburg just trying to survive the final 30 seconds here of period number 3. Rylan Savoy turns and hands it off. And nothing doing that time for the Eddies. This defensive line for St. Joseph starting to man up a little bit. And pitcher starting to make some plays down there, along with a nice play by Noah Toney, the defensive tackle right there. And that should do it for the third quarter of play here in St. Joseph. Edwardsburg looked ready to make this one a rout. They had a 29-7 lead at one point. Justin Gregory helped put them up, but back came the St. Joe Bears after they fumbled this one away. The Bears would make some big plays. Ish Dixon with a couple of touchdowns, and it's 29-23 Eddies as we go to the fourth on Sports Michiana.
My name's Elizabeth, and I've been a member of the Notre Dame Credit Union for about 37 years. I had been driving a Prius, and I liked the Prius. But unfortunately, I live on a hill, and when it snows, I had a problem. So I called the credit union and told them I needed a new car. We did everything over the phone and the internet, picked up the car, and it was all done in less than a week. I would recommend the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union without question.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week being brought to you by Health Markets and Tony Letcher. It's the right coverage at the right price. Quickly down to Angelo Di Carlo with a Patrick Sideline report.
Man, Chuck, after that last touchdown for St. Joe, you could feel the atmosphere, the momentum, the confidence on the St. Joe sideline with the players swing rapidly. They believe now that they can come back, that they're playing good football here. It's taken almost 3 quarters for them to figure it out, but they have now, and here they are within 6 points of Edwardsburg after being down by so many for most of the game. So there is that belief. And then on Edwardsburg's sideline, much quieter, right? They don't have as many players fueling the energy as St. Joe's sideline does. And then from there, remember how young they are. They've not been in this position, just 4 seniors. Last week they had to come from behind. This week now they're trying to play not to lose, and that's a tough situation for a young group on the Edwardsburg sideline.
They're looking at a 3rd and 8 here. And it is getting loud in this place. Full house backfield behind Rylan Savoy, who has not completed a pass tonight. He's going to roll, he's going to throw, and he finds Cameron Hayden. Hayden, known throughout Cass County for his swine showmanship, but he comes up with a big catch here for a 13-yard pickup and a first down, sponsored by Southwest Vision Center.
A great job here. You can send the Flat Rock Grill replay, rolling out, hitting him in stride, picking up the big first down. They needed a first down there so badly to get that ball out away from or closer to midfield and really get a little bit of separation and breathing room, I think, for this offense and especially their defense that's been on the field pretty much the whole third quarter.
Dan Purley says he doesn't have a lot of two-way players, but he's got a lot of 1.5-way players, and that's been exacerbated with the injury situation tonight. Here's Gregory thrown down by Cotty after a pickup of 3.
Yeah, you see Billington and Orway over on the sideline standing together, both with their helmets off. Neither looking like they're ever going to come back in this game. Another St. Joe guy hobbling off the field as well.
Yeah, the Bears have David Silva go off that time. He looked like he might have had a little stinger, and Riley Halverson comes back in at defensive tackle.
Southwest Vision Center in Edwardsburg is a proud supporter of the Eddies. Patient-focused care paired with quality service is a benchmark they strive to provide. Set up your appointment today, swvisioncenter.com. Southwest Vision Center, quality care with a personal touch.
2nd and 7. And Savoy's handoff goes, and there goes Cameron Hayden. He's trying to race away from everybody and does. Touchdown, Edwardsburg. 59 yards, no flags. And the touchdown sponsored by Tony Godesky, Farm Bureau Insurance. We told you he was one of the key players to watch, and that's why.
Great job by our camera guys, really picking that up, staying with the fullback. You can see there in the Flat Rock Grill replay. Great job. And I think St. Joe lost him. St. Joe lost him up the middle. They did not see him. Big hole, and he was gone. If you hesitate for a second on that defense, you're going to lose somebody. And great job by this Eddie offense and this Eddie team of coming right back after those 2 big scores by St. Joe.
Now Edwardsburg is going to go for 2 and see if they can build this lead back to 14 points. Myers, Hayden, Gregory all in the backfield behind Savoy. It is Gregory to the 2-point touchdown conversion. It's sponsored by Tony Godesky and Farm Bureau Insurance. So with 9:54 to go in regulation, Edwardsburg leads St. Joseph 37-23 on Sports Michiana.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Patrick. They're empowering outdoor enthusiasts since 1959. Edwardsburg on top of St. Joe now 37-23 as Zach Jacobs gets ready to kick it off on a windy night here in Southwest Michigan. Jader and Dixon are the best deep men for the Bears, and this one a line drive that looks like it's going to go out of bounds and does, and so the Bears will have good field position.
Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic in Granger is a family-focused practice that treats newborns to professional athletes and everyone in between. They offer high-level chiropractic care, digital x-ray diagnostics, and non-surgical spinal decompression. Google Williams Family Chiropractic Clinic to learn more.
In fact, what St. Joe wants to do, instead of taking the ball at the 35, they're going to make Edwardsburg kick it again and hope that they can wind up getting a big return out of this one.
With a rookie kicker in there, they're going to take their chances here and see if they can get a little bit more momentum, a little bit better field position.
Update on some scores from the McInnes Realty Around the Area scoreboard. Fairfield has rallied to take a 28-21 lead on Jimtown in the fourth. And Elkhart now leads South Bend Washington 20-7 in the fourth. St. Joseph in Indiana leading New Prairie 21-7 at the half at Father Bly Field. Jacobs given another shot. Hits this one deep, and Jader will take it at the 16. And Jader gets bounced down at the 26 as Cale Myers makes the open field tackle. He is one of the few seniors on this Edwardsburg team, and I think he's taking this one personally tonight.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's going to come down. He's going to do whatever it takes for this team. He's done a great job on offense, and here you can see just a bowling ball coming in, laying the hit on the St. Joe returner.
Myers knows how to hunt returners because he knows how to hunt deer. He's been doing that since he was 3 years old and actually bagged 2 when he was 5. Here's a run up the middle for the St. Joe Bears. And again, the rugby scrum. I wasn't kidding when I said they were the state runner-up last year. And they get the first down up to the 38-yard line. On the run that time by Braden Malone.
They've done a great job of putting the ball on the ground and running their ground game here in the second half, as in St. Joe. St. Joe's done a great job of making the adjustments, and it starts up front with those offensive linemen.
Another handoff to Malone here, and he's dragged down at the 43-yard line by Ian Hansen after a pickup. Well, they'll mark it at the 42, so a pickup of 4 for Malone. Both teams have run the ball well. Edwardsburg for 325 yards and St. Joe for 177 tonight. Corning throws. That is a backward pass to Nate Schmidt, and Schmidt on the carry down the sidelines. There he goes. Kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, St. Joe.
He was able to just run away from everybody. Great job getting the ball out and just taking the sidelines and taking off, putting the burners on. Wow.
57 yards. Watch it again. Corning's pass definitely went backwards. So this counts as a pitch out, a run, but it didn't matter, and Nate Schmidt was even and leaving.
That score brought to you by Wright Properties. Encourage you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund.
St. Joe going for 2. Ish Dixon will power it on. And did he get in? No, says the side judge. Dixon does not get in. And that is huge in this one. Andrew Prattley can't believe it. He's out talking to the official on the field. But Dixon doesn't get in over the goal line, and it's 37-29 Eddies with 8:59 to go on a glorious night for football at Dickinson Stadium. You're watching the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Still wrestling with wire spools? Tap out. Babsco's got this. Meet the Spool Pro. Wire spooling made simple. It handles large reels with ease. Built for durability and convenience because your time matters. Save time and reduce waste with precision. Customizable settings for any job, big or small. Don't wait for innovation. It's already here. Built smarter and stronger with you in mind. Call Babsco to get yours today.
Sports Michiana Game of the Week brought to you by Tom's Car Care Center, the Coffee Spot Cafe, and the Waterworks Car Wash. 3 great services in one great place. St. Joe refusing to go away as Wes Hudson makes the kickoff. Alex Rudolph takes it at his 26, gets to the outside, and gets nice running room. He's run out by his fellow Student Athlete of the Week, Isaac Cotty, at about the 45.
Edwardsburg Public Schools is proud to support the Eddies, where we maximize every student's potential for success in life. With pride, passion, and purpose, Edwardsburg provides innovative and inspiring opportunities, setting the standards for excellence on and off the field. Go Eddies from Edwardsburg Public Schools.
By the way, just in case I didn't say it, the last St. Joe touchdown brought to you by Wright Properties. They encourage you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund. 8:55 to go in this one. It's been a wild one here at Dickinson Stadium. Edwardsburg has led throughout, but that lead down to 8 points right now. It's Cale Myers going off the left side, and Myers, free pony rides for the kids. A first down sponsored by the Southwest Vision Center on a pickup of 11.
Great job of just powering forward. Got hit about 3 yards into that run and carried it for another 8. Just a great job. Eddie offense really just plugging away. Over 300 yards of offense on the ground now tonight for the Eddies.
Remember, the 2 leading ball carriers for the season for Edwardsburg, Carson Billington and Giovanni Orway, Both on the sidelines now after being injured in this game. Yet it hasn't stopped the Edwardsburg rushing attack. They're to the Bear 44 here. It's Myers again, right up the middle, carrying more tacklers with him as he refuses to go down and gets to the 35, a pickup of 9 for Cale Myers, who's a member of the wrestling team at Edwardsburg.
I believe there was another 44 of recent that was a pretty good fullback back in his day at Purdue and for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well.
You're thinking Mike Allstott, that was 40.
Well, was he 40?
Yeah.
I always thought he was 44.
Well, probably had double vision if he ever got hit.
Yeah.
37-29 in favor of the Eddies, 7:44 and counting. You see the clock on the TireRack.com scoreboard. 2nd and 1. It's Myers off the left side, and he gets inside to the 30-yard line. Another first down sponsored by Southwest Vision Center. They are riding the senior right now. 15 carries, 74 yards.
A big thank you to Wolf Financial Advisory on Pleasant Street in St. Joe for supporting the St. Joe Bears in tonight's broadcast. Learn more about Wolf Financial Advisory at wolffinancialadvisory.com.
That Edwardsburg offensive line, Dylan Mendenhall, Luke Harmon, Dominic Axline, Alex Castellucci, and Corey Cavender, moving people out of the way right now here late in the game. Myers again, this time off the right side, and he picks up 6 before Reeves brings him down.
That he's trying to just pound this drive out, take up a lot of time on the ground, really run this clock down and get into the end zone. Of course, they've had some trouble inside the red zone, not only in this game, but in the previous games as well.
Owen Andrus, a fullback, comes in the game along with Ian Hansen. Rylan Savoy trying to work some clock here, taking his time getting back into the huddle with 6:27 and counting. But more important than the clock at this point, putting points up on the board for the Eddies. They need to get this to past a one-score game. Myers, again, Myers to the 20, and he's awfully close to the first down marker. In fact, I think he's got it where the side judge is coming in. They'll move the chains for Southwest Vision Center on another Myers run.
Hey, the 13-7 Foundation honors former Jimtown football player Deacon Dillenbeck, who died tragically in 2024 at the age of 19. Deacon loved the vocational trades, and the 13-7 Foundation awards scholarships for those looking to enter the trades. Search 13-7 Foundation on Facebook for more information on how you can support this cause.
Edwardsburg with 360 rushing yards in this game. It's Myers again. It's like they're trying to make a statement, and he's doing a pretty good job of it before he's knocked down by Nate Schmidt after a pickup of 4, and Schmidt a little slow to get up. Myers now 18 carries, 88 yards, and he has toted the rock for the last 6. All 6 plays of this drive. It was set up by a nice special teams return by Alex Rudolph.
Well, you talked about seniors and not a lot of them on this team. Well, when you got a couple of them that really want to step up, Myers is one of those seniors, and he's really stepping up here come late in the fourth quarter when you got some running backs out. He said, give me the rock, coach.
They're also doing a nice job of working the clock here. This time it didn't go to Myers, and maybe it should have, because Owen Andrus gets plowed under for a loss of 3 in the backfield. Eli Nguyen comes in and makes the hit.
Gregory hasn't touched the ball in one of those little sweeps, the power sweeps that they run. Look for Gregory possibly to get this on the sweep around to the left.
You're also in a part of the field where you can consider being in range for Jacobs, the kicker.
A lot of confusion here. Like Myers was going to come out of the game, then stayed in, then Gregory actually left the game.
3rd and 7 from the 18. I am willing to bet Edwardsburg's going to the left here. They are with Myers, and he slashes for about 5 yards. Now, he didn't get the first down, but he centers the ball up within field goal range for Jacobs, who can make this a 2-score game if he converts. Decision time for Dan Purley, and he might let the clock bleed down here before he takes his timeout.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you have an opportunity to also go up to the line and try to get St. Joe to jump off sides to pick up that first down as well. That might be their option here. Again, they might go for it.
Play clock is down to 10. It is 4th and 4. Will the Eddies actually snap it here and go for it? There was movement along the line. You called it, Bo. Offsides on St. Joe and a key 5 yards.
Yeah, they're going to pick up the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from the about 9.5-yard line the way it looks.
And a first down sponsored by Southwest Vision Center, and you see the agony on the face of Andrew Prattley. What else could go wrong for the Bears tonight?
The Bears still have 3 timeouts, but I'm sure they're going to give this ball right to Myers and let him pound it right up the middle. They would like nothing better than run a few minutes off or to have St. Joe burn their 3 timeouts.
Well, and they reset the play clock to 40. Ryland Savoy can take his time coming back to the huddle here, and the clock ticking, and agony for the Bears right now watching this clock tick. What a drive this would be for Edwardsburg if they can cash it in.
Again, all they need is a field goal to be a 2-score game.
Savoy to Myers on the pitch, and Myers brought down at the 7-yard line, a pickup of 2, and Andrew Prattley going to use one of his timeouts right here. It's sponsored by Frick's Dairy Queen, back in 30 on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really rub me the wrong way. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's tire decision guide made it easy to find the right tires. Talking about secret sauce. You might ask, well, you bought them. Now how are you going to put them on? No problem. TireRack has thousands of recommended installers. I chose one that does mobile installation. A technician brought the tires right to my house. He's installing them now.
Almost finished, Herb.
Take your time. I'm just marinating. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week brought to you by Babsco, your trusted electrical distributor. 2nd and goal from the 7 for Edwardsburg. They have marched down the field, bled a lot of clock, and this has been the guy that's done it, Cale Myers, and he is brought down at the 4-yard line after a pickup of 3, and St. Joe will use another timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Prattley using his 2nd timeout here in the second half. It's been nothing but Myers here in this 4th quarter on this drive in particular. And remember, Myers is a two-way player. He plays mostly defense and has really just came on the offense since Orway and Billington are out of the game.
He has 21 carries for 93 yards tonight, not to mention the work he has done on defense. A reminder, we have 2 radio shows from Sports Michiana that you can hear on our radio partner, Pulse FM. Monday night, we'll bring you the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union Irish Football Fix, as Anj and I will talk about what the Irish have done during the bye week and try to get you ready for Notre Dame's game with Texas A&M. That comes your way at 7 p.m. Monday night. Then get your high school football weekends ready on Friday nights with the Tire Rack Drive to the game. That airs on Pulse FM 92.1, 96.9, 103.1 at 6 p.m. You can also listen to that show anytime on Friday, with the podcast version available on Apple or Spotify. 3rd and goal from the 4 for Edwardsburg. Yes, they're going to Myers again, and yes, he is stopped by St. Joseph all the way down at the 3-yard line, and the Bears look as though they'll use their last time out here with 2.5 to go in this one, and Edwardsburg knocking at the door down to the 3. All right, Bo, put on your coaching cap here. You're Dan Purley. A field goal puts you up by 2 scores. This is not much more than an extra point, but it's an inexperienced kicker.
Inexperienced kicker. Your 2 best running backs are out, though. You got a guy that you've been leaning heavily on in Myers in this drive, but it's just a little chip shot. But I was really surprised they didn't run a play that was in a center that last play if they didn't get in the end zone. So that makes me lean more towards they're going to try to go for it here on 4th down with maybe some type of sweep play, something on the outside. They haven't done anything on the outside in anything at all.
It's been all Myers except 1 carry by Andrus on this drive.
And they do a lot of passing, though, down here on the goal line as well. So you never know. They could fake it to Myers and go to the tight end out of the backfield.
Or naked bootleg with Savoy. We have not seen them run that yet tonight, but Savoy had some runs last week against McBain. Meanwhile, a big series here for the St. Joe defense. They cannot allow any more points to be put up.
Bringing in a couple extra offensive linemen here.
Bidwell comes in as an extra offensive lineman. So Edwardsburg, they drew St. Joe offsides to get the first down to get down here, but now you're looking at 4th and goal. That's not going to help you. You got to punch it in here. And a flag is thrown. It looks like Edwardsburg purposely took a delay of game. They'll push it back 5 yards, and maybe that gives Rhodes a better angle on the kick. This goes back to the 8. There's a lot of moving parts here. Alex Rudolph is a 4-star long snapper. He's been perfect on those tonight. Caden DeHart is the holder. And, of course, Zach Jacobs, we told the story. Logan Kovach was the kicker last week. Had a travel soccer game tonight. So Jacobs, another player from the soccer team, 25-yard field goal. Snap, set down, kick, and they are all good. It's a 2-score lead for Edwardsburg with 2:28 to go as the Eddies advance their score to 40-29 here over the St. Joe Bears at Dickinson Stadium. We're back with more after this on Sports Michiana.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Ferric Custom Roll Forming. You know what they do? They form value. And we form pretty good football game here at Dickinson Stadium tonight. 40-29 in favor of Edwardsburg over St. Joseph. 2:28 to go, but the Bears now out of timeouts and down 2 scores.
Well, and what a story for Jacobs here kicking off. Just joining the team on Tuesday. 2 big field goals tonight in this game, and he's done a heck of a job not only punting but on the kickoffs as well.
Shown here. Squib kick. It goes down to Jader at the 16. And Jader takes it back to the 34-yard line. So now the Bears got to get the ball down the field as quickly as they can and hope they can recover an onside kick. They did score on a lightning strike by Nate Schmidt, 57-yard run at about the 8:01 mark, and Edwardsburg bled the clock since then. Hudson Corning, the quarterback. They put Ish Dixon in the slot. Corning looks to throw, fires. Schmidt makes the catch, steps out of bounds at the 44. They'll try to work the sidelines as much as they can because that's the only way they can stop the clock. It's a 10-yard pickup and a first down for the Bears.
Great job of getting the ball upfield, picking up the 10 yards for the first down, getting out of bounds as well. It's going to be very key on this drive to save as much time as possible.
Corning again wants to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket by Engelhardt. Fires downfield. Schmidt another catch. Steps out of bounds at the 40. That's 16. Schmidt now with 5 grabs for 53 yards plus a 57-yard run. He's been a weapon.
Yeah, he definitely has. And, just another yard and that big run would have been a pass as well, and he'd be well over 100 yards receiving.
As it is, Corning 7 of 14 for 173 yards. They fake it. Now they go deep. Schmidt makes, no, it's broken up. Beautiful play by Caden DeHart to take that one away from Schmidt.
Hart, great job of going up through the ball, through the defender on that as Schmidt was going for the ball. Schmidt had it right here. You can see on the Flat Rock Grill replay. Just a great job defending that pass.
And actually, they have it in the official stats as a touchdown pass from Corning to Schmidt earlier. I won't sit and argue with Dave Wolf about it, don't worry. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Corning looking to throw. Hit as he lets it go, and it's intercepted. Oh, Cameron Hayden could not hold on. That is the second interception he's had his hands on tonight and couldn't put it away.
And that was Schmidt again. Here you can see he actually played defender again. Second time he's done that tonight where he's had to play defender and knock that ball away. You can see him getting in there and disrupting that so he wasn't able to intercept the ball.
He's one of the few two-way players on the Bears, and he's had a good night tonight. 3rd and 10. Corning again steps up. Rifles it out to Schmidt. He's got the first down out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Minute 56 left on the clock. This has been a very well-organized 2-minute drill here for the Bears.
Corning's looking at Schmidt very often, early and often, going his direction almost like his first read. Eddies can really key on that, I think, and really jump a route if they wanted to.
Again, Corning looking right at him. He's going for the end zone. Schmidt couldn't hang on to Hart. Broke it up again. It's been quite the battle between those two on this drive.
A little pushing back and forth, a little shoving going on during the pass, but nothing called. Both players were really kind of hand-jiving each other.
Minute 51 to go. St. Joe down by 11, trying to close the gap and then hoping to recover an onside kick. Let's see if they try a pump and go with Schmidt here. Corning again looking right at him. Instead going for Dixon, and it's incomplete. It went off his hands, and again Hayden was in the area for an interception but couldn't come up with it. It'll be 3rd and 10. Ball at the Edwardsburg 28. What a wild game here at Dickinson Stadium tonight. Glad you've joined us for this one on Sports Michiana.
The Bears receivers are a little gassed over here. You can see them huffing and puffing a little bit as they're getting set.
So they go on the ground to Ish Dixon, and Dixon takes it down to the 22. That'll give him over 100 yards rushing tonight, but the problem for St. Joe is it's 4th down. They've got to convert here or the ball game's over.
And they got to hurry up with just under a minute 30 left here in the game.
Corning looks to the sideline and gets the play. Corning, of course he's looking for Schmidt. He lobs it out there, and Schmidt can't make the catch, but a flag comes in on Caden DeHart. That was a smart underthrow call that time.
Yeah, that ball was underthrown. Not sure if it was on purpose, but it did look like it was underthrown on purpose for Schmidt to come back to the ball. When that happened, the defender worked through him. You have to allow the offensive guy to go for the ball. And when it was underthrown, he wasn't allowed to do that.
So that'll be a pass interference penalty on Edwardsburg. Half the distance to the goal line would put the ball at the 11, and a first down for St. Joseph to keep the game alive with a minute 16 to go. The Bears trying to pull off a miraculous comeback in the home opener. First, they got to find Hallelujah Land with a minute 16 to go. Corning again drops back. Fires a bullet. This one hauled in by his tight end Kratt. And Pratt is brought down inbounds by Andrew Rudolph at the 5.
Great tackle by Rudolph, keeping him inbounds and keeping that clock running.
Under a minute to go now. Corning looks for the end zone. Now he's going to try to run, stop, throw. Pratt can't hang on, but the clock will stop on the incompletion with 53 seconds left. But now it's 3rd and goal, or 3rd and 4, I should say, from the 5. I know the scoreboard said 3rd and 10 a moment ago. It finally flipped. Corning can take his time getting the play with the clock stopped. Give his offense a little chance to catch its breath.
See if they go to Dixon on the run here.
Schmidt has single coverage down low, but it is Dixon, and he powers in for the touchdown. You've been on it tonight.
So when you're sitting up here, it's easy to call that.
Touchdown sponsored by Wright Properties, who encourage you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund. Some good blocking up front for Ish Dixon, his 3rd touchdown of the night. He got a beautiful block that time from his buddy Braden Malone.
2-point conversion here would actually put it within 3, which would mean if they did get the onside kick, they could tie this game with a field goal.
Well, that would be about as wacky as this game has been. So let's see what Andrew Prattley dials up here on the 2-point conversion. It's the pitch left to Dixon, and he'll get it in. And another 2-point conversion sponsored by Wright Properties, encouraging you to give to the Maize and Blue Fund. 50 seconds to go. 40-37 Edwardsburg. Back with the thrilling conclusion after this on Sports Michiana.
Ready to be part of our winning team? The St. Joseph County Police Department is hiring, and we are looking for people of all ages who want to make a difference. With a starting salary of $52,000 plus full benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and vacation, you are in control of your future. So whether you're just entering the game or looking for a new position, now is the time to get off the sideline. Learn more today at sjcpd.org.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. They're putting people over profits. So the onside kick is what everybody here expects at Dickinson Stadium with 50 seconds left. Wes Hudson is the man. Edwardsburg with 9 players up by the 50-yard line. Ball has to go 10 yards. Hudson puts it into the turf, and it's recovered by Andrew Rudolph for Edwardsburg at the 46. And Rylan Savoy jumping for joy as he brings the offense onto the field. The Bears have no timeouts left. Edwardsburg a couple of snaps away from going 2-0.
That was a tough onside kick to recover. I mean, that ball had almost the perfect hop, and Rudolph did a really good job of wrapping that ball up and just falling on it, not trying to pick it up, not trying to scoop it, and understanding the situation.
4-0 student and a baseball player, so you got to figure he's probably an infielder with those kind of hands, right?
Yeah, definitely. It was almost one of those plays up the middle where he kind of went to his left, and here and there in the victory formation for the Eddies.
Rylan Savoy takes that snap, and he has to probably take one more, and Edwardsburg will walk out of here with a 40-37 win over the St. Joe Bears. It's going to be awfully close between the play clock and the game clock, and Edwardsburg's coaches are saying just take the snap when it gets down to about 2 seconds. Actually, they're thinking that they don't have to take any more snaps. The offensive coordinator is about 10 yards onto the field. Finally, the officials send him back. Savoy's a smart young man. He's just staring at the play clock, waiting until it gets down to about 5. It's almost completely synchronized with the game clock. And that is it. The game is over, and the Edwardsburg Eddies run their record to 2-0. They come to Dickinson Stadium and win here for the first time ever in this series as they beat the St. Joe Bears by a final score of 40-37. A lot to talk about on our Ferret Custom Roll Forming postgame report. We'll have our Reliance Player of the Game and our Big C Lumber Play of the Game, and it all comes your way next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Why do our auto insurance rates keep going up? Oh!
Dramatic increases in parts, labor, and medical care are causing auto insurance rates to soar nationwide. Lilliard's Insurance can protect you from auto rate increases with our available rate lock feature. And because Lilliard's Insurance is a local business, you get better service and deal with actual people. Hi, I'm Matt Lilliard. Call or text us today to see if you qualify.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week being brought to you by Babsco, your trusted electrical distributor. We welcome you inside to the Ferret Custom Roll Forming postgame show as the two teams shaking hands after this 40-37. Welcome inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby with Bo Hundt. Dandy ball game tonight.
Heck of a ball game. Glad we came up north across the border and got to see two teams that we don't always get to see. Haven't been here to St. Joe in quite a while. They were very welcoming and put on a good show as well.
They did, and one of the reasons this was a good show was Edwardsburg came ready to go. They had a young man tonight that was playing on both sides of the ball, an electrifying touchdown. He also made an interception on defense. Justin Gregory is our Reliance Player of the Game, standing by now with Angelo Di Carlo.
What a win here for Edwardsburg to get to 2-0. Justin, your thoughts on this hard-fought victory that you guys were clinging to the very end?
It was fun. It was fun because my JV season last year, we actually tied this game. It was 21-0 at halftime. They came back and ended up tying, so it's great to come back and win.
So kind of reminiscent of that, but you mentioned that you were JV last year, and here you are now in week 2 starting, and that's a lot of you guys that probably have come out because of how you guys only have 4 seniors on this team. How has this team rallied to the point that you guys are 2-0 to start the year?
You know, the work that we're putting in the summer, all the conditioning, it's really paid off, and just there for those moments.
Take us back to both the touchdown and the interception and what happened on those plays that allowed you to break through.
I saw the ball. I saw it was a little bit high, so I decided to make a play and come there for my team.
All right, what can you say about your kicker, Zach Jacobs, coming in here and making a couple kicks, just joining the team this week?
Yeah, he's great. He's just came in new this week, didn't come to practice, and he really stepped up for this team.
Justin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Justin Gregory, our Reliance Player of the Game, back upstairs to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Angelo, and now it's time to look at our Big C Lumber Play of the Game. You know, St. Joe really had put the pressure on Edwardsburg in the second half of this one. They had closed it to within 8 in the fourth quarter. The place was rocking, and then Cameron Hayden stayed with the ball, and nobody found him until he was past everybody and on his way to the end zone.
Well, that's what you get out of this offense. You get those misdirections, and you get a player like Hayden who was able to scurry through the first line, and nobody saw him, and then he was gone because he's got that speed. And when you get by that first line and you get by those linebackers, there's nobody touching you in this offense.
Edwardsburg has gone on the road and beaten a couple of good teams. They finally get to play a home game next week. Hopefully they'll have a great crowd at Leo Hoffman Field, and they could be a factor in the Wolverine Conference this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what they did tonight on the ground, 350-plus yards rushing. 2 of their best running backs didn't even play the second half and most of the first half. So a very quality team, and their defense really stepped up as well. This St. Joe team's not to sleep on either.
No.
I mean, they have some talent.
They likely played the 2 best teams in the Wolverine Conference. They lost to both of them, but I'm telling you right now, the SMAC I don't think is as good as the Wolverine Conference this year, at least not at the top. Yeah. And I think Andrew Prattley's team can learn some lessons from this and do some things that will help them go on to be a force in the SMAC this year.
Yeah, I think they can easily win that. If they keep playing the way they are playing, they got to put in the work. They got to make the adjustments. just some mental mistakes and some things where they had turnovers on downs and interceptions and fumble and things like that. They cannot have the fumble and the punt. So.
But it's going to be a happy bus ride for the Edwardsburg Headies as they go home tonight. Long bus ride, about 50 minutes back to Edwardsburg, but they'll have that possum hunting moon to guide them, and they will have a victory under their belts with a 40-37 win. Our thanks to our Sports Michiana crew, led by the G-Man, Gary Martin, Tony Beltran, and Deron Gray in the truck tonight, and our usual cast of men that do a great job bringing you high school football each and every week. A reminder, on the radio Monday night at 7 on Pulse FM, it's the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union Irish Football Fix as Anj and I get you ready for the home opener for the Irish with Texas A&M. Next Friday night, the Tire Rack drive to the game at 6 before the Holy War in Indiana as Marion and St. Joe renew their rivalry. We'll join you at 6:45 on the usual sportsmichiana.com sites and have the kickoff next Friday night at 7. Now from my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famer Bo Hundt and Angelo Di Carlo, Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final. Edwardsburg 40, St. Joe 37. So long from the beautiful Sunset Coast. Thank you for watching the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week. Brought to you by Tony Letcher Health Markets, Tire Rack, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Big C Lumber, Barrett Custom Roll Forming, McInnes Realty, Patrick, Reliance, the Lulliard Insurance Agency, the St. Joseph County Police Department, Babsco, Tom's Car Care Center, and these great sponsors. Support us by supporting them.